All right. What is good, ladies and gentlemen? We are here with our first unofficial podcast. We don't really have a name for it. I wish we did. But I guess that's the point of this first episode. Y'all could help us come up with a name. I mean, I feel like everybody's kind of taking that route when they first start off. And I hate to be generic and follow, the path, but
They moved me over there to call me stupid.
He's introducing
here we go.
shit, bro.
Here we got Nemo already fucking up the whole entire. Let me just go ahead and start with the introductions. First off, we got Nemo in the podcast. Nemo, would you like to say anything for the people?
I swear I'm not that stupid.
Moving on, we got Andy.
That's a hell of a way to introduce, bro.
So as you can already guess, this is not going to be a professional type of podcast where everything is well organized. We're kind of just winging it here. This is pretty much just a Discord call where the homies are just chopping it up. It's just me. I got my boy. Well, actually, let's start. Should we give them the whole lore, the whole backstory of how we all got acquainted and came together? Do you think they need that? Sure, why not? All right.
We'll start with Andy and Nemo have known each other their entire lives.
Yeah, I mean,
we went to school together. He bullied me.
They went to school together. We're just leaving out the fact that you're brothers. Yeah. We went to school together.
Incognito mode shit, bro.
All right, well.
No relation.
Well, basically, yeah, we got the two brothers of the group. Now, the first one that I was actually, I guess, friends with is Jaqi. We met through basically, Jaqi is one of my old coworkers. And funny enough, Jaqi, I don't know if I ever told you this, but here's a very interesting detail. I don't know if you are very well acquainted with the people that we used to work with, but I find it funny how at that time everyone used to say, like, why do you give Jaqi rides home? Like, she's a little weird. And I used to always be like, what do you mean by that? And I think it's ironic that till this day, up to now, I don't talk to any of them, but I still talk to you. So in reality, who's really who was the weird one? Was it them?
It's still me. we all know it's still me.
It's still you? All right. Well, yeah, nah, Jaqi, me and Jaqi go way back, basically.
It has been, let's see, 2015, 2016. 2015, 2016, so 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. We've known each other almost 8 years now.
Damn. Don't even say that, because now you shouldn't have put a number on it. You should have just said we go way back, because now when you say 8 years, now I feel old.
It doesn't even seem like it should have been that long, right? We do go way back, but then you put a number on it and you're like, God damn.
Yeah, that's just crazy. But I mean, I'm pretty sure my chat has heard me tell plenty of stories about the crazy ass kids I used to work with. So just to let you know, Jaqi can back me up on pretty much all of that, because she was right there with me in the thick of it. So
show can.
Man, but as far as my homie Andy, I've known about him, for quite some time. However, we didn't really become homies till
recently.
Yeah, like recently. I think when I had trouble building my PC, I think I reached out to you because it was like some weird shit with the BIOS going on. I had no idea what the fuck to do. And that
I think Jackie's the one that relayed that, right?
Yeah, and that was like the first time we had that was like the first time we had actually communicated. And then I think I reached out to Jaqi and I was like, man, I have no homies to play games with, because all my homies ain't really into the same games I'm in. And she was like, you realize that my fiance Andy is into all the same shit as you, right? Y'all pretty much have the same taste as everything. And I'm like, say less. And then pretty much that's how that sparked, and a couple
and
months.
And now they're better friends together.
we be making plans behind her back and stuff and excluding her. Well, it's the way the cycle goes, It is what it is. Of course.
Yeah.
I did instigate it though. I was like, you guys need to be friends. You guys need to be friends. So that is what it is. You reap what you sow.
But yeah, always give big props to Andy, because I always say he was a big, helping hand in getting me to affiliate and whatnot. Because I'm gonna be honest, your boy was kind of considering leaving Twitch alone, but you know he had the mob come out and you know hand me the assist, gave me the alley oop. So here we are today. You know, finally got my first payout like a couple weeks back. So hey, you
Nice,
know, making progress. You know, one step at a time.
We really out here, boys.
Yeah, you know, I'm not getting you know Andy money yet because you know I heard that Resident Evil 3 run was you know was a little successful.
I wasn't even expecting that shit to go as well as it did. I fully was just like, all right, you know what? The community put up for the points. I got to put down for the goddamn reward, you know?
Yeah. But before I get too ahead of myself and forget the last introduction, last but not least, you know, I will give him a proper introduction. We do got Nemo, so, you know, where do I even start with Nemo? Actually, you know, Nemo, just fill the people in. You know, just let them know a little bit.
I'm
about
comboing. I'm comboing right now so hard.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is Nemo in a nutshell. You ask for something and you never really know what you're quite gonna get. You know, as a response, you just get something. You know.
Oh my god.
Nah, let's set the record straight here. As much as we love to clown and talk shit about Nemo, Nemo is definitely one of the bros. And at the end of the day, we are the only ones that are allowed to talk shit about him. You know,
yeah.
If we catch anyone in the chat or podcast and it's like, oh, we're a fan of everyone but Nemo, you will get clapped. Just to let you know, because we will ride for our bro at the end of the day.
Let's go.
But
Guimas got shooters out here.
Yeah, nah, dead ass. It is not a joke over here. But if we wanted to get straight into the news, I don't know if you guys heard, but we got a little bit of a surprise drop today. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 4 is apparently in the works. How do y'all feel about that?
There is no fucking way that
Are you talking
that's
about the fan
actually
version or
no. Like
we ain't talking.
official?
We talking about an official. Okay, so apparently at the Dragon Ball
on the Wii.
no.
Hey, I wouldn't be mad. Daddy said you sent Andy a trailer. So that was confirmed. That was what you were watching, Andy.
No, I wasn't watching it. Like I was, he said it, and then I was like, wait, no, there's no way in fuck that Bandai is trolling me like this, right? Like years later.
And I'm actually surprised they're calling it Budokai Tenkaichi 4, not like a new like series or something. They're just continuing it.
So my question on that is, since we're in the year 2023 and I don't remember when Tenkaichi, or is it Tenkaichi? No, it's just Budokai. When Budokai 3 launched, how the fuck is that gonna work? Are they doing it like modern graphics and all that shit? And it's not gonna be a 2D platform?
All they basically showed was just like a scene of Goku powering up and going Super Saiyan Blue in the current engine that they're working on, and it looks like a more like polished Xenoverse.
Okay.
So I mean,
I fuck with it.
It looks cool, but you know we haven't really seen gameplay. But I mean, I think the last one I played was probably Budokai Tenkaichi 1. I don't even think I played like 2 or 3. I hear 3 is like the one where they really like nailed it.
Ah, okay.
But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, dude, I haven't heard shit about it, so I'm like just surprised, really. I gotta check that trailer out, to be honest. But I'm hoping that they do stick to like a 4D fight platform thing, and it's not just, you know, where we left off, but now, you know, current year modern graphics. That would be kind of a kick in the balls. If I'm being real.
Danny's basically saying it's what Xenoverse 3 should be. I mean, are they not
without
Are they not kind of the same though? Like Tenkaichi and Xenoverse, do they play that differently?
Tenkaichi. Well, I mean, are we talking about Budokai or are we talking about Tenkaichi? Tenkaichi is way cooler.
I mean, here's the thing. Like, I hate that Budokai is still in the name. It's like Dragon Ball Budokai Tank, but I look at Budokai and Tenkaichi as two different like series, because Budokai is more like a side like scroller type fighter, whereas Tenkaichi has like a more of a, you can roam around the map and shit.
Oh, she's
thick. Bro, I am so ass on this game on controller, bro.
She said she's so thick.
Wait, what? What is Jaqi even talking about?
She's playing Nikkei, bro.
Oh my god.
You gotta have her pull up on the side just so you can get the context, dog. God damn, she's not wrong. She's not wrong. She
Those
lost,
hips can bear
boys.
my children
She's
any
lost the
day.
game.
Fucking A.
But no, I hope that if they are going with this Budokai route, that they don't just because that was the biggest issue I had with Kakarot. I loved how it looked and everything, but I've played that storyline I don't know how many times already. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, even though Dragon Ball Fighters didn't have the best story, I was glad that they finally went original route and created like Android 21 and did something unique and not just tell the same fucking story for the millionth
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, exactly.
So like, I don't know, like they have plenty of material. Like, they don't even have to tell the same story. They can tell like something from.
They should just do Super.
I mean, yeah, they could do that.
Like that would be cool. I wouldn't be mad at that, but if they start me off with, oh, you got to go through, fucking fight Raditz again and then get to Super, I'm gonna be kind of mad.
Yeah, I'm cool off that. But that's
I
most
gotta
likely
do that
what
shit.
they're gonna do.
I hope not, bro, because they literally just did that with Kakarot. They're like, yeah, I get that you guys don't want to see it again,
Well,
but we did things a little different.
We did it.
I swear,
we did it better.
Yamcha's death was pivotal towards the story. All right.
I mean, when is it?
It was. No, yeah, Yamcha's death is a staple. I will be there every day for
Just
that.
ignore the fact that Cybermen always kill him for some fucking reason. And every Dragon Ball game, if a Cyberman like explodes on him, is instant death, regardless of how much HP he has. And I love that they kept that.
I think that's an amazing staple. Yeah, I agree.
I think it's funny, like, how people don't realize like Cybermen are actually like incredibly powerful, but just when you compare them to the Z characters, they look very weak.
Dude, yeah, like, okay, so I literally saw this dumbass post where someone put a picture of Nappa and then Omni Man. They're like, who you guys got? I'm like, do you guys forget these guys can just fucking destroy a planet by moving their finger?
Man.
Why do we have this argument with other shows? Like, just it's not an apples to apples. We can't be doing this.
I think it's dumb where people compare like different anime characters. Like, who would win? It's like, bro, like the source material between the different animes is so like you can't compare them.
Oh, bro. On top of that, like, yeah, because I don't know. It's not that I don't like, people having an imagination or whatever, but it just comes to a point where like you gotta understand that you gotta just enjoy the show, right?
Yeah.
So anytime you start bringing in, oh, well, what if like Pain fought like Krillin claps him. I'm sorry, bro. A Destructo disc is a Destructo disc.
Yeah. At the end of the day.
This is, yeah. I mean, I don't know. It pisses me off, but not for like any other reason. That it's like, why are we doing this? Why are we making dumb comparisons?
I don't know. It's people always want just dumb arguments for no reason. Just gives people shit to talk about, I guess. But it's like the whole like Saitama versus like Goku argument. It'll never end. But for me, I'm just like, it's the dumbest shit ever, because you have to realize the type of character that Saitama is. He's literally known as a character that just doesn't lose. So I don't understand. It's like, but Goku will be the one. Like, no, Goku's not gonna be the only one, because he's gonna one punch his ass out of here.
Yeah, I mean, fuck, I don't know, dude. Like, I haven't kept up with One Punch, but he can't live in space, right?
dude. When I tell you they're fighting in the solar system,
Yeah, man.
Wait,
that's what
they're
I'm
doing
saying.
that right now.
I mean, they pretty much finished the fight with Garo, and
it hasn't been animated
well,
yet.
it's only been in the manga. They haven't animated it, but
Yeah.
they literally go to like space, like they go planet to planet, like fighting each other.
So you're saying that he could survive without oxygen? That's what we're getting.
I think he just holds his breath the entire time.
Okay, then he loses. I'm sorry. Like it's just what it comes
Like,
down to.
I
Because
don't know.
when fucking
Just
Vegeta
don't
and
know.
Nappa are just cruising through that bug planet on their way to Earth, they mentioned space breathing, that they could breathe in
But
space,
see,
and I'm like,
you
how?
don't even know how. When you find out how he actually beats Garo, you're gonna be like, "There's no fucking way."
I mean, you could just tell me. I don't think I'm gonna be watching if I'm being real.
So this fool, I mean, all right, okay. So for podcast listeners, I mean, if you care about One Punch Man spoilers, you might want to mute
Leave
or
now.
leave now. I mean, I got to the point I'm just like they're gonna never animate this shit, or if they do, it's gonna be by the time I'm dead. So let me just get ready and spoil it. But basically, he catches a punch from Garo because Garo's whole thing is like, oh, like he can copy anyone's power. So he's like, I'll just copy, Saitama at his full strength when he gets serious, and then just do that. And Saitama's like, when are you gonna do it? He just keeps overpowering him, and he's like, what the fuck? Like, why is it not working? And he does one last punch. Saitama catches it, but out of nowhere, he gets like fucking allergies from being in space, and he sneezes, and the sneeze is what fucking like destroys Garo.
That's okay. Well, it is what it is, man. I guess. You know what's crazy though is that young Goku was written like that. He's just,
It's
he
bullshit.
was a novelty character. Yeah.
I
It's crazy that they
mean,
took something like that and then fucking went wild, and here we are with Super. But it's interesting, man, how certain shows start out, and without them really telling you, you're kind of just like, oh, this is supposed to just be like a fun watch,
yeah.
I think that's kind of
Until you
cool.
see Master Roshi buff up, and you're like, oh,
Oh
oh
yeah,
no.
it's fun in games until Roshi gets swole. You're right.
I should probably play something that I don't need to concentrate on.
I'm kind of saying the same thing. Tim over here playing Returnal. I've already died like 3 times. But I feel like it's just like dope background footage or some shit.
Yeah, with Nikkei, you don't even have to play the game. You can just hit auto.
Well, damn. That sounds
just
pretty
hold-
simple.
Yeah, but if you're planning on reading things, there you go.
Mm-hmm. All right, now we don't really mind spoiling One Punch Man, but that's kind of whatever. But one thing we will not spoil, but we will kind of talk about since it's on the subject of anime. We did go see. Do I even call it a Demon Slayer movie, or do I just call it a special event? What do I call it?
I think special event.
Yeah,
I call it a fucking tease.
I mean, you could call it that too. But basically, for those who don't know, they dropped a special theatrical event for Demon Slayer. How much are they showing it? Is it like a week thing, or is it like only showing for a few days, or what?
I think it's only doing it for a couple days. That's why they charge like $12.50 that they charge, or whatever.
No, okay, that's kind of lame. Okay, so apparently it's only in theaters for a few days, and when Andy and Jaqi first told me about it, I was under the impression that it's like a whole new movie coming out. So like, I was ready to buy a ticket, hyped as shit. But before pulling the trigger, I was like, let me just do a little bit of research to see what exactly this thing is, because I haven't seen any trailers. And the 2 trailers I watched, they basically state that
Hello.
it's
What's up, Walk?
it's 2 episodes that we've already seen. It's the last 2 episodes from the Entertainment District, and then it's basically a sneak peek of the new season. So I'm thinking, all right, if they're gonna go that route, the first episode to the new season like has to be like some crazy fire shit, and they're probably gonna do like a super edit of the first 2 episodes.
Oh, thank you for the lurk.
Long story short, they did not do that, and you pretty much just got 3 episodes shown in theaters, and for like the whole. I mean, okay, here's the thing. One thing I will say that was dope. It was a good feeling having some of those moments happen, and the sound, because there was a very dope like sound design. One moment in particular where the demon breaks Tanjiro's finger. That shit hit way more in theater. I don't know why. Like, I don't know if y'all felt that shit, but when he broke his like fucking finger, that shit was like, oh shit. Like, I felt that shit.
Yeah, I won't lie.
That
That felt
loud. I
gross.
jumped.
Yeah, so I will say, as far as like sound design, it was worth it. going to theaters to see, but if you're going to see like something new or really just get like, you know, an early sneak peek, I don't even really think it's really worth all that. I would say if you're the type of person that loves the theatrical experience alone, then yeah, it's worth it for that. But if you're someone who's like just you want more Demon Slayer, you're probably better off just waiting until, you know, the new season comes out. But like, what were your guys like overall thoughts about the whole thing?
I thought that, you know, at first I was kind of like ignoring what I saw up there because seen it, right? Um, I was more focused on my food, but when we got to that point where it was new territory, I was kind of locked in because a lot of the things that I thought I understood about the show were false.
Yeah.
They showed, yeah, the second they showed the upper six, I was like, oh fuck, okay, so there's some shit that I need answers to now.
Yeah.
I kind of want to rewatch the episode that they showed, but I don't think they've even released the actual episode yet. It makes me
Yeah.
sad because
No,
I loved it so much.
Yeah.
yeah, that
Like,
reveal was dope.
yeah, once it got to the new episode, I was like leaned forward, like immersed, like all right, like now, like this is what I'm here for, type shit. But it took a
Yeah,
while for it to get there.
yeah,
Meanwhile, I'm sat there
unfortunately.
crying the whole time, immersed the entire time because
Yeah,
I just love it.
yeah. The whole second episode, like I'm just like glancing at Jaqi. I'm just seeing like tears every 2 seconds. I'm like, all right, you know, and that's her.
Yeah, I cry at everything.
Yeah,
Literally everything.
and it's what like you're probably like fifth time seeing it.
Yep. Yep. Basically.
I will say it did kind of get to me like the first time. Now a tear didn't fall, but I was like, damn, like the whole part where Tanjiro like covers the demon's mouth when he's talking shit to his sister. He's like, bro, you don't mean like any of that. Like the first time I saw that, I was like, that is kind of hitting home a little bit, but you're not gonna get a tear out of me, but you're getting
Oh my
close.
God. Got so many tears out of me. Oh my God.
But yeah,
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. That moment is like very touching. But I kind of feel like they hold the brother on being able to say something, you know, because the sister does kind of break down and go, I didn't mean it, you know, whatever. And then the she's gone, and the brother's just there because Tanjiro has his fucking hand over his mouth. And I'm like, bro, you couldn't let him get some words in, you know what I'm saying?
man.
He gets to like in that afterlife or whatever, but I just looking back at that when they showed it, I was like, yeah, that's kind of backwards. The whole point was to be like, be nice, you know?
Yeah. I don't know how I feel about Muzan though, saying, "Oh well, if he was just by himself, he would have won." Really though, like, would he?
I don't think
so.
so. Yeah, because
Yeah.
Tengen had his number for a minute.
Mm-hmm.
So if it wasn't for his sister fucking causing him to
Basically,
having
yeah,
to,
like separate.
I think what he means though is that like he would have killed the other guys. Like he would have killed Tanjiro, he would have killed Inosuke and
No one was gonna
Zenitsu.
kill Inosuke.
Hey, whoa, he comes out the woodwork now, huh?
What are you talking about? He moved his fucking organs. How? I don't fucking know. No one's killing him. Alright?
Because he's a mountain man, bro. That's what he said. Man, see, Nemo. That's Nemo's favorite character, by the way.
Yeah.
Inosuke, and he don't even get it right, bro.
Just like me.
Yeah,
You don't know how to read. Alright?
without spoiling, he does have a very funny moment in the new episode.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. That's what I was telling Nemo. 'Cause Nemo called me this morning. It was like, "So how was the movie?" And I go, "Look, it wasn't much of a movie. I will say it was dope, but I don't think that it's something that I gotta say people have to go to the theater to watch.
Yeah,
You know."
I'd say that too.
I
I think
told
that's
him
what I'm
like,
most excited about this new season coming out is all of the stuff that's in the manga coming up. There's just so much where it's like not only those the serious cool moments coming up, but all the fucking weird ass funny moments they have in the manga, like that scene in particular. I'm so excited to see animated because it's fucking hilarious.
what I will say that is not a spoiler, but it's just something so that people can kind of get that idea, because that's what kind of blew me away a little bit is this whole arc that's coming up. It has nothing to do with Zenitsu or Inosuke. It's just a Tanjiro thing.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Well, I mean, yeah, like think about it. Everything's happening at the Swordsman Village, and the other two are on missions, right? Like that's where they
Okay.
left that.
Well, I guess that's cool to finally get like focus on him and not just the whole gang.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I love seeing all of them together. I think
Mhm.
that's what made Demon Slayer like super cool to watch for me, right? Just because you get the whole crew and all that, but
Whoa.
um, and I mean, not that I'm saying, oh yeah, good riddance or whatever. Like, it's just interesting that they're gonna take that route after giving us the trio. You know,
Yeah, I
like
feel
that
that.
they have to pack that with some crazy shit if they're not gonna have them in there.
Yeah, no, I definitely feel that.
And so far, I mean, what just seeing who the number one upper rank is, I think that's some crazy shit.
Yeah, that was kind of an interesting reveal because, like you said, I was kind of thinking the same thing that you were thinking because based off
Yeah.
of just like looks and appearance. But I mean, who's not the well? Nah, I can't even say that could still be the case, but because I think Tanjiro would know. I mean, because he literally
Who his
spoke.
dad
Yeah,
is?
yeah,
Yeah.
because like he literally
He
spoke
grew
to
up with
him.
his dad.
Yeah, so I'm
Yeah.
like that would kind of make sense. Like he would know, but I don't know.
What's weird though is I remember him saying some shit about like, oh yeah, I remember our dad doing this dance.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
or
it
yeah, or
they
something
there's
like
they
that.
give you a flashback where the dad is doing this dance and he does that dance like every day or every year or something like that.
Yeah, and it showed it showed not his dad. This is why I'm like, what the fuck?
No, it showed his dad. It showed his dad doing it because his dad. The only thing that was different was when it showed his dad. He had like a thing over his face,
Oh, okay. So it's okay. I get what
but
I get.
it's his dad because it's not the guy you saw, but it's his dad.
Okay,
Yeah, his
okay.
dad is dead, died of a disease, and he knew his dad, buried his dad. He knows. He knows who his dad is.
Okay. Hopefully, Jackie's just not trying to pull us for a loop because she
No. Trust me, I'm not pulling you for a
Yeah.
loop, but I'm not spoiling anything either.
All
It's
right.
so good when you get the full reveal about
This
all of
fuck.
this, about who that is, and all kinds of stuff. It's great. It's great.
See, like
It's good.
I know that this makes zero sense for anybody who's already read everything, right? But um like why are they misinformed? First off, man, there is a difference between people that are just watching it and then people that are reading it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm not saying
definitely.
that like I'm illiterate or whatever, but typically if I find something I've seen first, I kind of want to continue down that route because I feel like you don't get that same experience. You get what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like,
yeah,
I
I
read
feel that.
Shippuden when that was still coming out episode per episode and stuff, but after reading it and then watching it, I was like, okay, yeah, I already know everything that's happening, right? I knew more or less where that was going. Um, so I don't know. I feel like that's just one of those things where I don't think anybody should. Yeah, I've seen people bandwagon against people like, "Oh, you haven't read it yet? What is wrong with you? You're not a real fan." Like, bro, just let people be people.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah, for me it's just exciting to see it animated. That's
Yeah,
the only reason. If I get really into the story where I'm like, no, I cannot sleep unless I know what's happening, then I'll read it. There's so many more where I was like, hey, I can watch it, I can wait and watch it. Like Chainsaw Man right now, where I was like, I thought I was gonna read it, and then I was like, no, I'm good. Um, but Demon Slayer was one of those where I was like, no, I can't sleep. I can't sleep. I have to know what happens, and so I read it, and now it's like twice as exciting to see all of it animated because now I know it's not about like knowing what's going to happen. It's having anticipation of seeing it through again in a better way than reading ever could get me.
yeah, I
So
get that.
that's what it is for me. Whereas other people that make it about elitism, where they're like, "Oh, you have to read it if you're a real fan." It's like that's not what this is about. Because it reminds me of like theater elitists, where it's like, you're not a real theater kid unless you've watched ABC or if you've performed in this, or and I'm like, you shut up.
Yeah,
Nah,
it's
see, the
like
elitist I
gatekeeping and
personally
shit.
experienced was band elitist. Like, oh, you don't know the singer's name or backstory, or you don't know his birthday? How about the town they're in? I'm like, dude, I just
Yeah,
want to listen
sorry,
to
I'm
the
not that
song.
autistic.
Wait, who hit you with that? What?
High school.
Oh,
Oh my
okay,
god,
yeah,
high school in freshman year of college. Oh my god, dude. I'm like,
yeah.
can I just not like the song? Can I just enjoy this shit?
I think the most I've gotten stuff like that about is comic stuff. But but that is just from being a female and everyone being like, "Oh, you don't actually read comics," and it's like, I definitely read more than you did.
I don't know. Like people always try to gatekeep shit. It's like, oh, you're not a real person if you don't. It's like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like,
Not in the year of 2023. I'll tell you that right now. We're not about gatekeeping here.
Yeah.
man.
Man, okay, so perfect segue into the next topic, the one that I know I've been waiting for,
What?
and that's on the subject of gatekeeping. Um, well, we all know that this is the month. For anybody who's watching this like later on or whatever, it's March 2023, right? And some big shit's coming out for horror fans of Resident Evil especially, and then fans of people who love Resident Evil 4. Uh, I've been on this for a minute because I was like, how there's no way that people are stuck on them changing or doing a remake of 4. I don't understand why so many people are so upset about it. But what are you guys' thoughts on that?
I
Because
mean,
there's some people that are like, oh, I don't want them to change anything. I want this just to be like an HD remaster of what the fuck we've experienced. And then, some people are like, "Whoa, fuck! I mean, I don't like that they took out some mechanics or whatever." And I'm like, "Bro, a remake is a remake. Like Resident Evil 2 remake was not the same as Resident Evil 2."
yeah,
Yeah, I think it's totally what they're doing with the remake is good because it's following the remakes they've already done. Like they've already put it out that they want to it's called remake. They want to remake, they want to redo this series that the company still clearly enjoys and loves making, and they have every right to. I don't think it's a bad thing at all, and I think people that are trying to uh like throw a fit over it, I think it's kind of stupid because I any kind of video game I'm always going to equate to like shit like Dragon Age where like me, Cameron, Kennedy right now, we're like, we want a fucking remaster of Origins. But I promise you, if they just remastered it, I think we'd be pissed. If they gave us a remastered Origins, I would want them to do what they're doing with the remakes. I want them to give us better customization. I want them to give us better graphics, a new engine. I want them to give us more story that was left out, that we had to fucking find out in books and shit, which is not necessary. I'd rather a company take the time and effort to do a full remake than just reskin and re-release like Skyrim keeps doing.
Personally, I don't agree with that. I want another reskin of Red and Blue from Pokemon. Can we go for 4 remakes?
oh lord, here we go.
No.
I just
No, but Nemo, did you hear that they're getting rid of quick time actions?
Oh yeah,
on
that's one thing I wanted to talk about. But going back to just about like remakes in general, I think with situations like this, you're kind of damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if they do remake it one for one and don't change anything, then people are going to complain that, oh, like what's the point of remaking it if you didn't do anything? But then
Yeah.
if you change a lot, then people are going to be like, oh, like what the fuck is going on with my game? I'm about to. Okay, first off, I'm over here trying to play Resident Evil 4, but I guess the update fucked up my textures because this shit is looking crazy. But back to what I was saying. Yeah, I feel like no matter what you do, people are gonna be pissed off. So at the end of the day, Capcom should just do whatever the fuck they feel like it, because no matter what, they're gonna hear some type of negative feedback.
Yeah, I get that. And I mean, I personally think that it's better than them um not making anything, right? Like if we're being real, I kind of wish that they started with 0 and went up, because I feel like if they're
This
one
controller.
benefit of them
Zero
doing
fucking needed it, man.
it did like the original first like what 3-4 games.
Yeah,
I'm not considering like 4. Like it starts 0, 1, 2, 3, right? Like that's the first 4. Those were fucking dog shit to play. As an adult, going back and playing them, I'm like, yo, there's no way. How the fuck did I do this back then?
yeah.
You know?
So that's why people say it would have made more sense for them to go back and remake like those actual games that need remakes and not something like 4. Like granted, I do understand that there are some elements of 4 that have not aged well, but there's only a few elements. There's not like a whole lot.
Yeah, I mean, I just redid that game on that randomizer shit, and it was a lot of fun. I'm not gonna lie, but there was a couple things where I'm like, "Fuck, dude, controlling the camera angle kind of sucks." You know, that's something that like I had to because I was doing mouse and keyboard, right? Because like this day and age, you can play all the Resident Evil games on computer. Yes, I mean technically on computer you can still use a controller, but
Yeah.
if I got to point and click on something, there's just no better response than using a mouse.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
definitely.
Like you can get so accurate with that shit. Like I mean, playing Resident Evil 4 on the Wii was damn near cheating because of that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. It's funny.
But
I'm playing like the OG Resident Evil, and Vank's like, "What the fuck is wrong with Leon's face?"
see, that's another thing.
Because I downloaded like a HD like texture pack, but I guess they just dropped an update for the game, and I guess that fucked it up. So I have to re-download it, but I'm too lazy to do that. So right now cutscenes are fucked up, but the gameplay is normal. But it's just hilarious. Every cutscene, Leon just looks like he's fucking like Michael Jackson or some shit.
Wait, they updated Resident Evil 4?
The OG one. I don't know with what, but I had to update the game before I booted it up.
That's crazy. What the fuck did they do?
I have no idea. I'm like, all right, here we go.
Years later, they're updating it, bro. The
Man.
month that's
Like,
just coming
they
out.
be doing that shit. Like Rockstar Games does that like a lot. Like I'll boot up Steam and like Max Payne 3 will need an update. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why does this game need an update? I don't know. This is weird shit like that.
Yeah.
But going back to RE4, I mean,
Fuck.
bless you. I kind of understand why they got rid of QTEs because they think it's like not really popular in like today's age of gaming. But you have to remember like RE4 kind of like pioneered that shit. They're like one of like the OG like. So I think they could probably get away with still having it because they were like one of the ones that made it take off.
Well, okay, so I actually have a lot to chime in on that because, like I said, that randomizer I ran recently, dude, it was such a like people that are playing on controller have zero issue, 100%. Like I remember doing that shit, and it was just what like AB or the double triggers, right? And that was that. That's cool because that's already within your reach.
Yeah.
With mouse and keys, dude, I had to hit like either Z or X at the same time, or it was the mouse. And I mean, like the mouse is easy to control with that, right? But if you're moving around with WASD and then you're like, oh fuck, I don't know which one I'm gonna have to do. Do I have to reach for the mouse? Do I have to go for the fucking X and Z? It's a little more mind fucky because like you figure it wouldn't be because people that know how to type without looking at a keyboard know where all the keys are and shit.
Yeah.
But in the context of using a mouse and keyboard for quick time actions, that shit is actually kind of bad. I
Yeah,
won't
nah,
lie.
definitely.
So I'm not too pressed on them getting rid of that. I do agree with you though that they pioneered the fuck out of that, and
Yeah.
every game that I've played afterwards has had QTEs.
Mm-hmm. And apparently their excuse for getting rid of QTEs is that they're replacing it with parry mechanics. So they feel like that's like a good, replacement for it.
I mean that's one of those things where I'm gonna have to wait and see how that shit plays out because
Yeah.
it sounds very interesting that they're gonna go a route like that.
Yeah, because I've seen gameplay where he can like parry a chainsaw or parry like projectiles and shit. I mean,
You can do that?
Yeah,
What?
like when the
Bro, that's fucking clutch.
yeah, when the chainsaw goes to like go for his head, he can use his knife to like stop it, and it gives you like a mash button to like get out of it.
Okay, because okay. That's huge. I like that. I like that a
I
lot.
thought you
But
had
that's
seen
mainly
that.
because I
could have swore you had watched that shit.
no. I haven't seen shit, bro. I've been trying to like I wanna experience that shit fresh.
Yeah,
you know?
for those that don't know, Andy's been doing like a media blackout when it comes to RE4 Remake.
Oh yeah. Like it's just because like if I've seen the first two trailers they dropped, and that wasn't a lot of information. It kind of just shows
That they're doing it.
Leon looks different.
Yeah. This fucking
Ashley gets
mouse.
more involved. Certain little things that are a huge change that I feel like is kind of cool. I think that they're gonna go over how Ashley got fucking abducted because you kind of just go in there and you're like, oh, yep, she's gone. You got to go find her, chief. And
God.
yeah, I mean, like it's cool. They're doing a couple changes, but when it comes to gameplay, I don't want to know shit. I want to go blind and freak the fuck out when I find out.
God, there's something I want to talk about so bad, but like, I feel like I can't. It's like not a spoiler. Like,
Well, I mean, to be honest,
Jaqi
the
already
quick
knows.
time action thing being gone, that would technically be a spoiler. So, I mean, if you think about it that way, I don't care
No,
about
no.
that.
If it's what Jordan's talking about, then it's definitely a spoiler.
I've heard a lot of shit. Like, is it the?
Okay, explain what you've heard then first.
So I heard that Lewis is gonna be pretty much your partner, kind of like how
Okay.
Sheba is. So that's if that's what it is, it's not gonna be a big deal or whatever.
Okay, yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about, basically, because they did show footage of like Lewis being in a gunfight with you, but it wasn't in the cabin. So I was like, it made me raise a lot of questions. Like, I'm like, okay, one, are they making him like a more prominent character, or like do they plan on keeping him alive longer, or do they plan on keeping him alive in general? I'm just like, what are they doing with Lewis? Like, what's the whole thing? That's my question. I just wanted to ask, like, and how would you feel if they did something different with his character?
Oh well, I mean, to be honest, I feel like Lewis literally just got fucking taken out of the game almost instantly when I started to like him. You know, because you meet him, you get stuck in a fucking bind with him right after you get him out of the closet. He walks off. You meet him in the castle. He's like, "Oh, I forgot something," or not even at the castle, at the bridge area where you get that house fight, then the castle, and he dies, and that's it. Like,
Yeah,
you
now,
don't really get to know anything about him.
yeah,
you know?
it does kind of feel like maybe they had more in plan, but it was like cut content or something.
Yeah, and that's what I'm getting at ultimately. I feel like if they expand on him, that's just that's just like a net positive. I would like to see that, and I mean, I'm not too pressed about it because the one guy that's not losing his mind, other than the merchant, which I don't think they'll touch on, right? I don't think they'll be like, how the fuck did the merchant get here? Who is the merchant?
Yeah.
There's theories that is Lewis's dad. I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but
Who came
cool
up with
theory.
that theory?
I don't know. I read it because when I was getting all the stuff situated for the fucking randomizer, I was reading a forum, and that's one of the big topics. And I was like, wait, what? Do people actually are they searching this shit up?
Man.
And yeah, apparently they are. And I was kind of just taken aback because I was like, why would that even make sense? But neither here nor there,
Yeah, I don't know about that one.
That's what I'm saying. So that's the only reason I was just like, huh,
Yeah.
interesting.
But there was a rumor going around that they might not add Krauser or the island. Like, I don't know why people were assuming that, but basically they pretty much confirmed that that's not going to happen. So Krauser and the island is still going to be in the game. So
That's good.
That's a neat thing. I mean, that's what I was like, Krauser seems like too big of a character to just write off and get rid of. So I don't know why people were assuming that he wasn't going to be in it just because he's not in the first trailer. Like, huh?
Oh fuck yeah. No, I agree. I agree with you 100%. I don't know. It's strange because I feel like get rid of this guy real quick.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm playing Hearthstone, but I feel like they need to start maybe just not releasing as much right now that we're like a couple week, like 2 weeks away from it coming out. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I feel like it's hype as fuck already. I don't think they need to expand or try to market anything other than just like maybe a trailer and releasing this date.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
I'm assuming they're pretty much done as far as trailers go. I think the last thing they're gonna do is probably release the demo. That's usually what they do. My thing is, I hope they're not assholes and only keep it to like consoles how they've done in the past. Hopefully, it gets a PC demo as well.
Oh, you know what? This is a side conversation that I wanted to bring up because of something that I think I shared with you recently. But um, do you think because of the fact that the Sony's kind of tight about how no one's buying the fucking PlayStation 5 VR
Yeah,
because
that was actually my next segue because
oh okay
because,
I'll let you take it away then. I'll let you take it away then.
Okay, he's getting my boy is on the podcast. He knows how to segue. I'll give him props, but he's getting a little bit too ahead of himself. But but nah, because I wanted to see because basically Resident Evil 4 is like the first like big VR game that they're working on. Like, granted, they're doing Village, but I think RE4 is gonna be like their big seller. But yeah, they're getting a lot of like flack for like the fact that you have to buy the whole headset plus the console. It's like, bro, like who wants to do all that? I mean, here's the thing: it's getting good reviews, and they're saying like the headset itself feels good, but it's the price hurdle that you have to jump over that's kind of making everyone go, what the fuck?
Yeah, because the PS4 one was like damn near the same as the console. No, it was like $400, $500.
I believe so.
So like at that point, how the fuck are we gonna go about not just addressing it's the dumbest money move ever now, especially because they've officially announced that hey, we're not selling well with the VR, so we're just gonna pull a couple things, and they canceled a couple VR projects for certain PS4 titles that were meant to be in the work. So I'm hoping that just means they're gonna stick to Steam,
Yeah,
and let that be a thing because being exclusive is fucking stupid, bro. They're leaving money on the table.
yeah.
It is essentially what they're just doing.
Like, would it be possible for them to just make the PS5 VR2 compatible with like, Steam, where you can just use the headset but connect it to like Steam games type shit?
Dude, I think the biggest tell is what we were literally co-oping yesterday.
I mean, yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's an easy fix. Like, I'm not saying that coding is easy or whatever. I'm not a game dev. I did not become a computer software engineer because I hated coding that much. Like it is like
Yeah.
props to whoever could do that. I don't have the patience for it. I genuinely don't.
If fails to run, parentheses don't.
Yeah,
Like
exactly.
some stupid shit. Dude.
But Nemo, how do you feel? How do you feel about the PS5 VR being a flop and them going forward? Like, do you think that they should just let that exclusivity bullshit go out the window?
I think they should give up, honestly.
That's what I'm saying,
Yeah.
bro. I don't know. I don't think that there's any reason to keep fueling this weird elitist Xbox versus whatever the fuck console thing. Because I mean, at the end of the day, bro, we're all out here just trying to play games. So why the fuck are we arguing about what's better? You know?
Yeah, I'm starting to realize like a lot of that console war bullshit is starting to die off. Like, you still got a few cornballs that try to keep that shit alive, but for the most part, it's not really that big anymore.
Yeah, I mean, it's just unnecessary, man. Like I said, I kind of wish that I mean, I get that certain games you can't. Like, I don't think you could put Gmod or other games that were like Steam classics and port them over to console because like RTSs are fucking super mouse and keyboard intensive. So I don't know. Like, unless I think anyway that you can actually use a mouse and keyboard on console, but I'm just not too sure if that's like super compatible with everything or whatever the fuck the case may be.
I think there's like a few Xbox games that allow you to do it. I don't know if PlayStation allows you, but I know Xbox does.
Oh, see, that makes sense because it's Microsoft, but
yeah.
Can we just talk about how great the Xbox Game Pass is?
That shit is fire.
No, like it's I don't understand why people state that, oh, like Xbox is trash because if you have like a PC, there's no point in owning one because like you got all shit on Game Pass. That doesn't necessarily mean that the Xbox is trash, because for me, it's a wonderful thing. Like when I first built my PC and I can just transfer all my shit from my Xbox to my PC, that was a beautiful thing. And it pissed me off that I couldn't do that with PlayStation. But everybody swears that PlayStation is better because they have exclusives. But like, what's the point of fucking exclusives? Come the day I build a PC and all that shit stays there.
Yeah,
Like it's kind of ass.
it is. I mean, I don't know, man. I feel like for people that don't know much about computers, right? Like I'm pretty sure we've all been there, being people that have added to our computers,
Yeah.
have bought the computers, modded shit, whatever. It's a little bit of a jump. It is. Like there's no getting around it. There is a fucking a jump when you do something like that, but I feel like once you make that jump, it's so worth it.
Yeah.
Uh, I would redo everything, and I mean I am the type of person that will be like, hey, I wanna see if the grass is greener, and once I do see it, I just full send, right? Like that's just the type of person I am, and I get that that's not how everybody goes about it. Some people have like a comfort zone, that's completely fine, whatever. But I feel like most people should spend that $500 on like an entry level PC and experience that, because there's a lot of free shit you can get with PC. Like Epic has drops daily, damn near.
Or if you feel a little risky like me, you can just go to the Bay Area. You feel me? The Bay Area got all types of stuff. If you want some of this, you want some of that, you want a little bit of this. So.
Yeah. See, that's what I'm saying. This is an open amount of resources that you can get for free.
It's funny. My whole like goal for building a PC was just to play like old GameCube and PS2, like basically emulate the fuck out of everything. And I don't even do that much today, which is weird.
I know, doesn't he? Sorry, I've got Olaf following me, and he's just so happy.
No, you're good. I mean, yeah, I'm hyped, dude. I've seen a couple different things for Resident Evil, like the blind guys, the ones that have their eyes stitched. Oh my god, bro! Someone fucking put up a picture. I was kind of mad, but I was also hyped, so I kind of forgave it, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like, dude, that is such a sick jump. Like the graphic intensity that we're going up in this day and age is crazy. So I don't know. I was thinking like, bro, at the time when Resident Evil 2 remake dropped, I was like, fuck, bro, they did a number on this thing, And I mean, when I saw 4, I was like, damn, bro, they went crazy.
And see, here's like, do you think games are like reaching a plateau of how good and realistic they can look, or do you think they'll only get better?
No, yeah, and that's when we get a new engine. Like the second that we're capped on a certain engine, we'll get like because Unreal Engine's on like what 3, right?
Well, no, they're on 5 now.
I think.
Oh, see, exactly. Every time they hit a limitation, that's when they'll pick up on a new one. But games like let's say World of Warcraft, right?
Yeah,
they're built on an old engine, and the only way that you can upgrade is by adopting a new one, because they meet the limitations. And everybody and their mother that's played World of Warcraft, they will agree. Bro, just fucking get rid of this WoW and drop a new WoW. You guys already fucked it up. At least give me eye candy.
It's just bad, man. Because even when they brought back old WoW Classic, the numbers dropped still. Like it's fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah, but I mean, that's just
nothing saving that game.
That is a good representation of a bad remake, though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, so I gotta bring up. You guys remember those games that everyone said, oh, this is like a WoW killer, or this is like a Dota killer or League killer. You know what I mean?
You mean just any new game that comes out?
Yeah, any new game is like, oh, it's gonna be like so popular. You know, like, oh, this game's gonna end Fortnite. But
any game that claims it's gonna end something, you just dug your own grave.
yeah.
it's so
Well,
funny because they always flop, and then like everyone else just realizes, oh yeah, the game that's gonna end this game is itself.
Yeah,
Like
but you know
WoW
what?
is ending itself.
And that's a good way to even draw a parallel to what's happening with the Resident Evil remakes, dude. Like I feel like more companies should do them, but okay, so you guys know that what's it called? Silent Hill 2 remake is coming, right?
Yeah.
So I think that's
Oh, was
very
it 2? I thought
important.
it was 1.
No, it's 2. They're doing
Oh, really?
SH2 remake, yeah.
Mhm.
Oh,
And I feel like that is an important thing to come out because of competition. Resident Evil has to have some reason to keep going higher, and I mean, like it or not, Silent Hill is a great competitor. You know what I'm saying? Like that is 100% their competition, and I feel like it kind of ties into what Jordan was saying about like limitations, right? That's gonna make them want to keep making bigger and bigger strides for better games. Because I mean, think about it. If there are people who are fans of both franchises. I'm one of them. I love both. But there are fanboys at the end of the day that have never played a Resident Evil game in their life, and they're like, nah, it's because Silent Hill or fucking Fatal Frame is better. You know what I'm saying? Like there's still like subdivisions within that, and
And then you get Dragon Age and shit where it's like they're killing themselves even in their own fans because they just aren't doing anything.
yeah, yeah. I mean, like the
it's because
worst
they never
thing you
dropped that
want
battle pass.
is because you never got the battle pass.
Never dropped it.
No. Because I mean, think about it. Are you saying that if they dropped the fucking battle pass, Kojima would still be a part of fucking Metal Gear? No.
Hell no.
That's honestly shit like that kills certain franchises. If I'm being real.
It's about
If Dragon Age started getting microtransactions, I think that'd really be over for it. There's no fucking way. Dragon Age fans barely want to play Dragon Age as it is.
shit. The battle pass is about to kill that new Justice League game. It's not even out yet.
Yeah.
They saw
No.
they saw a screenshot of it and they're like, oh, battle pass, fuck that. Like,
Yeah. I mean, fuck, bro. Like the crazy thing is that most recently I've been playing like the Shadow series, right? Like Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Honestly, one of the best games that I think most people have not fully gone through and finished.
yeah, they're
Like
hella slept on.
yeah. I think that even if you're not a Lord of the Rings fan, you will.
Lord of the
Lord of
Wings?
the Wings?
Yeah, I was about to say wings. I'm hungry as fuck.
Hey, I'm down to play that game.
That's why-
We getting wings and doing this IRL podcast now?
Dude, that shit would be fun. Just hot. No, we should do the hot one shit with that. That would be funny as fuck.
Right now?
No.
I
We
would
need,
say the night-
we
the
don't
night's
even
still
got the
young,
sauces for that.
goddamn.
What are you talking about? But no, I think that that games like that, where that game specifically, it didn't have a battle pass, right?
Yeah.
That shit had quote I'm putting air quotes like a motherfucker. It had microtransactions where if you're like me and you're killing a bunch of these motherfuckers, you get gear, you can sell the gear, right? So kind of like how we were playing was it Wolong?
yeah.
Yeah, imagine you have all that gear, you sell it, and then you're like, "Fuck it, I'm gonna open up this in-game currency shop where I could roll a random piece of gear catered towards like whatever level I'm at right now, right?" That's essentially what the fuck it was. Like you can roll for like captains that
Mhm.
you can have, and people were pissed, bro.
Yeah.
People were so tight, and I'm like, "What are you talking about? Why are you mad?" Like, yeah, this game you could play it online and siege people's towers or whatever, but that's not gonna change shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because they got rid of it, and you know what happened immediately after that? Cheaters. They had fucking cheaters that had captains that had 0 weaknesses, and I'm like, wow, you guys were really bitching about me being able to use my currency that I just got stacks of on this game. But we're not gonna talk about how motherfuckers are cheating on this fucking game now. You guys gave a fuck about the online. That's some clown shit.
Yeah, I don't know. But here's the thing though, like you got a few games that are kind of like closing down, shit like, you know, Knockout City and like Rumbleverse, that's just like it's just coming to an end. So do you think that's a sign that like games as a service might be dying?
I think so. I think anything that you need a monthly subscription for.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's how those games operate or whatever, but
Because that's how
I feel like
Anything that you've already paid for that you have to pay more for to play deserves to die.
yeah, that's not for real. Like that's why isn't a Marvel
If I fucking
Avengers.
let's say I'm playing Dreamlight Valley right now, right? I paid I don't know $30 for this game. If I had to continuously pay $10 every fucking month just to get a new update or just to keep playing this fucking game, no,
Yeah.
no, you got me fucked up. I would be burning Disney down.
Yeah. Well, then again, that's literally why what you call it was such a failure. Google Stadia, because it was it was the only service where you had to pay for the service and then pay again for the individual game. What the fuck kind of sense does that make? It's like paying for Game Pass. You pay $10 a month for Game Pass, but if you want to play Wolong, you have to pay another $50 for that. Like what?
There's a reason a lot of people really, 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 really don't like Nintendo a lot, especially now, because of the whole thing where it's like you have to pay to use the internet that you already pay for.
Yeah.
and it's dog shit too. Like, let's not give them any passes, bro. I'm being real.
But see, that's like with everybody, not even just Nintendo, like any online service. Like, because once you like build a PC, you realize how dumb it is to just pay to be connected to other people.
Yeah, no, and I mean, I think I've told you this.
No. But do you know what I mean by the whole Nintendo subscription service?
Well, yeah, I know what you mean by that, but
he has a Switch. What are you talking about?
Yeah, but I'm just saying it's kind of a similar thing with like also Sony and Microsoft, how you have to like, you know, also pay to just be able to play online with people. But with Nintendo, it's even worse.
Oh yeah, much worse, much worse.
I'm stuck.
I'm still stuck on the fact that they didn't think to just put an Ethernet port on the dock from the get-go. Like, I know that the OLEDs have them, I think. Like, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure the OLED models came out with, you know, the docks have the Ethernet port or whatever, but why the fuck wouldn't you do that? Why? Like, you're just saying that you want bad netcode. Everyone complains up and down about how dog shit. I don't play this game, but Smash's netcode is online. And I would just argue that that's just Nintendo Online in general is bad.
Because even Danny just said, he's like, yeah, like I played a couple games on Steam and realized I don't need to pay for online services. Exactly. Like ever since I've built my PC, I've canceled like my PlayStation Plus and now I still keep Game Pass, but only because I can use that on PC. If Game Pass wasn't on PC and it was still on console, I wouldn't pay for that shit.
Yeah, no, I mean, you know, the beautiful part about computer in general is that, you know, let's say that you did want to revisit an old game, right? I mean, you can, you know what I'm saying? Like, you legally have the copy, right? So you could, I mean, emulating it is fine as long as you legally have the copy.
Yeah.
Me out here fucking pirating movies and shit and canceling almost all my.
See, now she's getting, she's not getting the point of this.
No. It's only illegal if you download it. It's the same shit. If you're just streaming it, it's not illegal. But I did pirate Dragon Ball straight up.
Yeah, we're never gonna edit that part out.
Yeah.
She definitely didn't say that.
Well, listen, we have the subscription, so it's technically already paid for.
Oh,
I just downloaded what I had my rights to.
Oh, hold on. On the topic of this, Jordan, did you when Metroid Dread came out? How'd you feel about people already having that like on the emulator?
I mean, that it's not even just with Metroid Dread. That's the case with a lot of Nintendo Switch games, and it's literally due to the fact that their hardware is just so dated. And I don't blame people to want to play these franchises that they're so excited about, but they just want to play the best version. I mean, I'm like this, as long as if you buy the copy and then emulate it, that's cool. But I mean, like, even if you don't, I don't I don't really blame you, because till this day I refuse to play Bayonetta 3 on Switch. Like, you can't convince me that, oh, like it looks okay. Like, nah, like after playing Bayonetta 2 and like, cause like Bayonetta 2 came out on Wii U, so of course that's gonna run and look good on Switch because it's a ported game. Whereas Bayonetta 3 is like, developed for Switch hardware, so that shit looked and performed. Yeah, so I don't know.
No,
I don't blame people who just automatically get it day one on PC.
bro, I saw how smooth and how good Pokemon looks on the emulator versus the
Yeah.
hardware. And I was tight. Like, Nemo, do not tell me that it doesn't run smoother on PC than it does on actual hardware.
Oh, I did. It fucking
But-
do.
And they found out that it's because they coded it that way. It's not hardware related. Like,
Yeah.
the chip itself can push way like faster
Yeah,
than the game allows it to,
man.
because they just downclock the fuck out of it.
Bro, have you
for
seen
the game.
Like, have you seen how good Breath of the Wild can look on PC?
Oh yeah.
That
Oh
shit
yeah,
can
I've
look
seen that.
insane.
Yeah, I don't get what the fuck Nintendo's doing, bro. Like, if you're saying, oh, it's because it's gonna consume too much battery, bro. I've never played my Switch handheld in my
Even-
fucking life, bro. I don't give a
Even when
fuck
I went
about
out
it.
of town, I'm like, oh, you know what? I might as well end like do some parts of the story. Or
Wait, why
breathe,
does this
right?
cutscene look?
I'm like, nah.
Yeah.
This shit's like mid.
That's
as
what I'm
a handheld.
saying.
It's not the DSi.
It's not. I mean, on top of that, yeah, they've had better handhelds in the past, so I don't understand what the fuck is going on with them, dude. I don't know, man. I miss the days where I could say I was glad I bought the DS or whatever, right?
Yeah, I mean,
The
like,
Switch is some cool shit, but I just can't justify most of the performance
yeah,
issues.
it's like a part of me gets that they don't want to play for power anymore because they'll probably lose going against Sony or Microsoft. But at the same time, like, put a little effort into it, bro. Like, you don't have to be the most graphically powerful thing, but just look better than what you look now. Because right now, like, if you look at those Pokemon games, they look rough.
They do, and I mean, if I'm being completely honest with you, I think it's such a jarring comparison if you just look at Legends of
Yeah.
Arceus, which came out way before
Yeah.
Scarlet and Violet, and that game looks great.
Yeah.
I don't get what the fuck is happening, bro. Oh my!
But see,
when
here-
they released 4, my bad.
No, I'm just saying, like, but a lot of times they'll blame the Switch hardware for limitations when it's really not that. Because you got games like Metroid Prime Remastered that looks good, like, there's games that look good on Switch, so you can't say it's due to a hardware limitation all the time.
Yeah, fuck no. It's really just. I don't think all the game devs have the permission to run as smooth as they would probably like. I think there's quotas they got to meet for like battery life.
Maybe so, but I don't know. You're not gonna see me making the Switch my main console anytime soon. That shit's always gonna be a backup.
Nah, yeah. I mean, like, I think it's cool that you can natively play. I mean that's one thing that I think they do take a
God,
dub
I wish
on.
I had a mod in my chat right now.
You got a mod in your chat?
I wish I did to ban this fucking ad.
Oh, I got you.
Good,
I'm right here.
Because I do not feel like all tabbing out of my game.
No, I ban on the spot. Say less.
Son of a bitch.
But what's it called? I feel like Nintendo dropping a native what's it called, emulator is so dope. I have to give that to them. Like that is some of the coolest shit that I've ever experienced. Being able to play. I hope that they bring the GameCube. I do.
I think eventually they will. It's all going to
Yeah.
trickle down to, because I mean the GameCube isn't really that hard to emulate.
No. Like there's handhelds that you can buy today that they can do that. And spec wise, I'm just saying the Switch can do that.
Yeah.
I hope that they do more with it, but just for now, I gotta give them a fat fucking dub because that is something that Xbox should be doing. That is something that PlayStation should be doing.
Nah,
There's
for
no
real.
reason not to. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
them charging you monthly in general, that should be a base part of whatever the fuck you have.
Yeah. And
Uh,
speaking of handhelds, Jack, I might need to steal borrow your PS Vita because I've seen a lot of interesting videos on things you can do with that.
That's good. Hey, you're good. Fine. Huh? That sentence was backwards. I'm sorry.
I'm
My bad.
done.
oh my god, bro.
Holy hell.
I think I'm gonna go on Tumblr while we sit because I keep getting distracted. I'm like, I'll hear you guys say something and I'm like, oh, I have something to say, and then I'm like doing something in my game and I'm like, what the fuck was I gonna say? Oh, they're talking about something different. All right. I'm like, oh,
I'm
fuck.
gonna be
I don't think
real.
I'm doing this right.
Like I've been doing somewhat of a good job of multitasking, but there's been a few moments where I'm like, I'll get a little bit too into the game I'm playing. I'm like, wait, what was I saying again, or what did I want to say? Like,
Yeah.
I'm
holy
just gonna put
shit!
it to
But
just chatting mode.
yeah, but not like
Oh, hey.
one thing I did like want to talk about, like the main like subject I wanted to get into. I don't know if y'all been seeing like more and more of these like AI like fake audio shit that people have been like making
Oh yeah.
of like
Yeah.
people just saying anything. But am I the only one that feels like this shit is kind of getting scary and kind of getting out of hand? Because like
I think I think
go
if
ahead.
you have any sort of like notoriety out there, like if you're someone that a lot of people knows, that's very fucking scary. But
Yeah.
I will say that seeing the fucking Trump, Obama, and
Yeah, that
Biden,
shit is funny.
It's so funny though.
that shit makes me laugh my ass off, bro.
Man, when they're talking about like Sekiro and Bloodborne and Dark Souls and shit.
Oh, bro, I've seen so many different things. The Call of Duty ones are heinous.
Oh my
That shit is
fucking God.
oh.
But see, here's the thing, like everyone's saying that, oh, it's not that big of a deal because it sounds like kind of fake. Like it sounds like they're talking like through a phone or some shit. What y'all don't realize, we're just in phase 1 of this right
Yeah.
now. Imagine when this gets further developed and it sounds like indistinguishable. Holy fuck.
Yeah, especially with like all the deep fake shit and I mean that's a whole drama. I don't even know if you want to go down that rabbit hole. That whole shit that happened with one of Ludwig's boys or whatever. But
I don't even be tapped
Oh
in.
yeah.
I don't know shit about that.
so you know who Ludwig is,
I know
right?
who he is, but I don't be following like whatever drama he's in like that.
No. Well, I mean, he always has like weird shit happen to him, but most recently one of his homies got caught purchasing essentially deep fake porn of a couple different like figures, and one of them was his girl.
I heard a little. Didn't it have something to do like with Pokemon or some shit?
Yeah, it had Pokey, but
okay,
he had his
yeah.
girl too, bro.
See, like whenever I hear like weird Twitch drama like that, it's always some like sus like weird shit like that. Like there's people being creeps. Like, huh?
Dude, the worst part is that he's married.
Nah.
Like, I mean, let me be real. The worst part is that, you know, unfortunately, a lot of girls that don't, you know, aren't sex workers were looked at as sex workers, right, against their will. But it doesn't help that this dude that did it, one, did it to his homie and had his girl, right? But two, for him being married.
Yeah.
You know they've been on dinners, bro. Like, you know they've gone
Man.
out together as friends, double date, and now she knows that in the back of her mind he's been thinking about her, and I think that's just like fucked up for his girl.
Yeah.
It's real gross.
Yeah, but me and Jaqi just talked about the same situation with Adam Kovic from Funhouse. He was a creep and he was married too. So
God.
like
I don't even know anything about
yeah,
that.
but it's usually the dudes that are married. They're the ones that you got to look out for because they'll just creeps. Oh, it's fucking weird.
Man, that ring unlocks some devious shit.
Noted.
Yeah, but in case y'all don't know, they are fiancés. So he might be on DT after those wedding bells ring.
Hey, all I'm saying.
God damn.
All I'm saying. No, man.
This isn't the Andy I knew.
Yeah, if you think I'm bad, wait till Nemo gets his, bro. Wait till Nemo gets his. He's gonna be a real menace,
I'm
bro.
fucking done. Holy shit. But speaking of that whole like Ludwig shit, like I don't even really like discussing like any like streamers, and like every now and then I'll talk about like a few of them, but I feel like it's all unnecessary drama. But did y'all hear what like Ninja had to say about Kai like breaking his record?
Wait, what does
Some
Ninja
of-
look like right now?
Huh?
What does Ninja look like? Ninja?
Yeah, does he like?
He
stay
looks the same.
or-
Yeah,
Oh,
he
really?
looks.
Okay.
He don't look any
Yeah.
different to me. But some about how he gets numbers like that just doing what he does normally or whatever. Isn't that what he
Yeah,
said?
and everybody was saying, "Oh, like Ninja's being salty," but I don't necessarily think he's being salty. He was just, proving a point. Which, if we're being honest, he was kind of spitting facts because the only way. I mean, don't get me wrong, Kai was definitely big before his subathon, but the only way he broke all those records, he literally did a subathon for a month. For the whole month of February, there wasn't a single moment where his life was not being recorded. And during that month, he had celebrities, like guest appearances, like basketball players and all that. So at that point, like, bro, you're not even like streaming. You're fucking like reality TV on Twitch. So of course you're gonna do numbers like that. So I don't think Ninja was being salty by saying that. He just saying like, okay, well, he broke the record, but he had to do all that to break it. Meanwhile, he just played Fortnite on Twitch and got those numbers.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like he really did just play Fortnite. Granted, it was during the high point of it, right? And you could definitely see that it was during the high point.
But I just like people act like oh, if you say like anything negative about Kai, like you're just hating. Like nah, it's just
yeah, and on the contrary, if you say anything positive, you're dick writing.
Yeah,
it's a weird world we live in, bro.
I don't know.
I fuck around with Nemo a lot. Like anytime he says something, I'll be like, "Why you dick writing?" And it's just the funniest shit because he gets caught off guard every time.
You just gotta find like the perfect balance in the middle. Like you can't compliment people too much. You can't diss them too much.
Yeah, I mean, you just gotta like consensually.
Consensually is a crazy term, but okay.
You gotta consensually compliment them. their their success.
That makes it sound like something way
way worse. I know.
Holy
man.
shit, man. Oh fuck,
dude! I love that skit from RDC though.
Which one? They have a skit for like every single situation. That's what pisses me off.
I know, but I was talking about the one specifically about how they're like, man, people just call anything dick writing these days.
Oh yeah.
Dude, they're some of the funniest motherfuckers out there, bro.
Nah,
they're super slept.
The last one that had me dead was like when the media is always trying to avoid questions, and like he goes up to the reporter, he's like, "Oh, so how do you feel about like the gas leaks in this town?" And he just like, "Man, I just seen Ant-Man Quantum Man. That joint was not even all that." And you're like what does that have to do? What does that have to do with the gas leak?
It has everything to do with it. What you mean, bro?
It's funny because like every time he brings up something different, like the reporters get like sidetracked, like, "Oh yeah, like that is an interesting point." And I'm just like, what the fuck?
I mean, it's, it is what the fuck happens these days on television. Anybody that we pay taxes to, they do it. So yeah. I feel it.
That shit's hilarious.
Paying taxes sucks dick, by the way. I hate that shit.
I still haven't even done my taxes.
I did mine, and they gave me my return like 5 days later. Huh?
Nothing.
I don't even do mine until last minute because I don't even be getting shit back.
For real? Do they hit you hard because of Lyft?
Yeah, because Lyft is technically self-employed, so they don't take taxes. Yeah. They don't take taxes out of my check.
Oh,
so theoretically, come tax season, I'm supposed to owe money. But the way Lyft works, they have like a system to where like you get reimbursed based on like your mileage and shit. So with that, I'll just break even to where like I won't have to owe and I won't get anything back.
Oh, okay.
So like
That's
so
interesting.
like I'm never in a big rush to do my taxes because I'm not gonna get a whole lot of money. If I do get money, it's like at the most $50 or something.
I'm hyped for this next tax season though. I found out that I can, now that I've been making a little bit on Twitch, I can count certain things as a write off. Like
I
the
was
the
thinking that,
$1,000 graphics card I bought so that I can max everything out and stream off of it and shit instead of buying 2 computers.
wait, so like, do
Um
you include like your Twitch earnings in like your tax shit?
yeah, I had to for this past one, and I mean, like it's more like I didn't get much out of I think federal or some shit like that, but
Yeah,
the state was normal or whatever. Um
interesting.
But yeah, because I had because I got a W-2 from them, I had to report that. So like they were like, "Oh, is this like a private business?" And then like, yeah, technically it is, right, on paper.
Yeah,
Um, and they were like, "Well, did you have any expenses?" And I was like, "Yo, I could do that now."
hey, that's actually kind of lit. That means
That's what I'm
that
saying.
means. See, I'm not gonna get one this year since I just like started, but probably next year I'll get one.
Yeah. And so like, I got a couple guitars I bought, bro. I'm gonna do a couple reviews of them, and then I could use that as well.
Let's
You
go
know what I'm saying?
start making shit up. Yeah, I bought this, I bought that. Like like.
No, I think you have to have like a paper trail for it, but
Oh,
I mean,
we can make up and fabricate paper trails. Say less. I know a guy who knows a guy.
what 50
Yeah,
big tax evasion guy?
oh, he's definitely one. He's one of them.
Oh my god, bro, 50's such a funny fucking dude. I'm so glad
This fool
that
50
I
is a
met that
fucking
motherfucker.
50 is a
He's hilarious.
this fool 50 is a sleeper agent, low key.
Bro, I was like, I actually helped him a lot with like computer shit. Believe it or not, like for anybody that doesn't know 50, he's a funny ass dude. Does a shit ton of like horror content on Twitch. And he's like his day job is he's cybersecurity, and it trips me out
Really?
how many motherfuckers that like do software related shit. You'd expect them to know a thing or two about computers, right? Like, I'm not even bashing them. I'm just saying that, like, realistically speaking, my boy Richie, who works on like software for banks, right? Um, he didn't
He
know how to
hates
put
his
a.
job.
I know he hates his job, but
Every time he's talked about it, he's like, "Man, fuck this shit. I want to quit."
but yeah, bro, like a lot of the time they know how to use the computer, but they don't know how to build it or like the
Yeah.
intricacies of like overclocking or whatever the fuck. That's what I was helping Fifth out with recently because he has a 4090, and he was like, dude, there's no
Sheesh.
reason that with a 4090 I'm only getting 70 FPS on 4K playing the Forest. And I was like, yeah, that is kind of crazy. I won't lie to you. And he was like, "Well, I mean, these are my specs. What do you think?" And I was like, "I mean, the only weak point I see is your RAM. That's the only thing, though, that I could say." And he asked me if I could look into some RAM for him. I did, and dude, he got a 20 FPS boost just with RAM. I was like, "Bitch, I'm buying RAM. The fuck?"
Hold up, let me see what kind of RAM I'm working with. I might have to upgrade
I'm being
mine
real.
too. This fucking mouse sucks. Holy shit. Golly.
Hey, if you need a good one, I've been using Red Dragon wireless mouse. Red Dragon's cheap, but like I wanted some wireless. I didn't know if I'd like it, so I went with them, right?
It's just this like right click. I have to like fucking mash this shit until my finger breaks.
Yeah, I get you. It's just it's unfortunate that you can't do the same thing you could do with a keyboard where you just hot swap shit.
Yeah, like you would think, because I had a mouse before this where it had like screws on the bottom and you can like take it apart and clean it, but this shit does not have that. So if there's dirt on the inside, that shit is staying there.
Yeah. Fuck though, man. I need some new RAM for real. Like that opened my eyes when he said he got 20 FPS.
What are signs that you know that you need to upgrade your RAM? Like, what do you look out for?
Oh, so let's say that you have a really good graphics card and a really good processor, right? Which is what he had. and he told me that his RAM runs at 3200 megahertz, and I was like, okay, that is why. And he was like, what do you mean? And I told him, well, because you have a really fast. Are you using AMD? And he goes, yeah. And I go, yeah, AMD specifically runs off of like they call it Infinity Fabric, right? But essentially, a good kit of RAM with a Ryzen processor is going to get you way more performance than with Intel, because Intel doesn't really give a fuck about what kind of RAM. That you could literally drop in the lowest speed RAM, and you'd have a decent performance. Like you won't get too much out of it. But with AMD, you do. That's like a big thing with them.
Interesting. I think my RAM is 3200, so that lets me know if I were to upgrade, I'd probably have to upgrade that as well.
Yeah. Like if you want to, like the sweet spot is 3600, and that's what I have. But anywhere past that, you do get certain benefits, but you also get you hit a point of diminishing returns.
Yeah.
So
that's kind of
I wouldn't say spend top dollar.
Yeah, that's kind of the weird thing about PC though. Like people just think like, oh, if I just cram money into it and just buy all the best shit, it'll just work. It's like, no, you gotta make sure like something isn't offsetting the other thing.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, I used to do that for a day job, is help people out with that. So I got no problem when people have questions. I'd rather people have questions and ask me than go to Best Buy and the motherfucker doesn't even know that you. I literally had someone tell me that you cannot have an AMD processor with an NVIDIA graphics card, and I have that shit. I had that shit in my rig at the time. Now I'm running full AMD, but I was like, that's a fucking lie, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm running too. I have a Ryzen 7 with a 2070.
Yeah, I mean the fact that you told me that shit, that's heinous, bro. Man. Like they don't screen people at all.
Yeah, there's nothing more dangerous than a person who is like ignorant and so confident in it.
Oh yeah.
Like that's a dangerous person.
I feel so fucking attacked, man. I don't care what anyone says. I will lie with such confidence that even I will believe it.
And that's a dangerous trait. When you get lost in a lie, you're like,
no, don't worry, because like it's practice. It's all part of me becoming mayor. No, I'm not lying. Look, November 8th is when we do re-elections for our town, and I swear to God, after I get Andy's green screen, I am making an ad, and I'm gonna tell everyone to start fucking sharing that shit.
What does that have to do with your confidence in lying?
Oh, he's gonna try to run for. He's gonna try to run.
Do you
for
not
mayor.
know politics? Like what the fuck?
Oh,
that's everything.
Wait a
oh
second.
my god.
Where are we going with this?
Yeah, if you think that's bad, wait till
I'm
he gets
going
that
to
ring.
court.
Wait till he gets that ring, bro.
Oh man,
full circle. Feels good.
I lost track of what we were. Oh yeah, we're talking about employees. Yes, there you go. I'm sorry. Continue.
Fucking Nemo.
Yeah, leave it to Nemo, bro. Leave it to Nemo.
Bang your ass ideas. Trust me.
Ideas,
Yo,
you say?
I think we need to bring up the fact that it's not even like it necessarily affects Jaqi as much as it affected me and Jordan, but Nemo, sometimes you're like the worst person to fucking have projects with, bro. I'll be real. There's certain times where like we'll have something set up. Like we didn't even think he was gonna come for the podcast today.
I will straight up just say, nah, I'm going to sleep. And Nemo will be like, yeah, I'll be there. And then it'll be 2 hours later. Where the fuck is Nemo?
Nemo will definitely just
you're
tell
going to sleep. Why would I be there if you're sleeping?
Nemo just tells you what you want to hear, but he won't tell you the truth.
Exactly.
Yeah, secretly. That's his hidden agenda.
I ain't gonna lie, I be doing that sometimes. Not all the time, but you know.
Hey man, at least you admit it. Nemo won't say shit.
Like if people like invite me out, I'll be like, yeah, you know, if I'm over in that area, like I'll be out. Meanwhile, I'm like in my pajamas, like not getting up at all.
I feel that though. There are times. I think we gotta normalize saying no sometimes.
No,
you know what I'm saying?
that is one lesson I learned like a lot. Like I have to definitely normalize just saying no, because one of my main faults is like kind of being a what do they call it, a people pleaser. Sometimes I gotta like let that shit go.
Oh shit! Hold on.
I feel that, man. There's sometimes where people are like, "Oh, dude, you gotta check out this game." I'll be like, "Nah, you know what? I don't think it's something that I get into, to be honest with you."
Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. Because one time this dude gifted me like Dragon's Dogma, and I'm like, I don't want to play this lame ass shit.
This bitch, bro. I swear to God, he needs to play that fucking game.
I don't know, man. It's not like I asked for it to be gifted. I just woke up and it was there, you know.
No, you mentioned it. We'll pull up the mod, bro.
There's
He was
a
"Man,
difference
that's one of those
between
games where like I feel like if I got it, then I try it.
There's a difference between mentioning something and actually asking for it.
That shit was so fucking. I can't believe he did that shit to me, boys. I won't lie.
I'm fucking dead. Hey, but you got a whole backlog. You got Doom Eternal. You got fucking.
I got so much shit.
You
Yeah.
got
Sorry, we wanna
Metal
talk
Gear
about
3.
backlogs?
Yep.
Let me open up.
That is
my fucking
definitely another
Steam
one.
for
Yeah.
a second. Hold on. I still gotta finish AI Somnium Files. I still gotta finish fucking Cult of the Lamb. Technically, Cyberpunk I still haven't finished. And I've replayed it 3 times.
Golly.
I still have to finish technically Dragon Ball Xenoverse. I still have to finish Dragon's Dogma. I still have to finish Elden Ring. I still have to finish Final Fantasy X2, even though I technically have finished it, but as a child. We still have to finish Gears 5. I still haven't finished let's see what else. We still have to finish War of the North, but technically only me because I'm the one that hasn't finished it out of the 3 of us. I still have to finish Shadow of Mordor. I still have to finish, let's see, Neo 2. I still have to finish Resident Evil, like on my own, I guess. 3, 4, and 6 with Andy. And I think that's it so far.
Yeah, just say you have to finish life at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everything.
Just
Why
say
does
you gotta finish Steam. Just say that. Like,
Hey, Resident Evil 6 has an update.
oh God, what the fuck?
Did
what are
every
they
Resident
doing?
Evil game just get updated or what?
I'm guessing. Like, I don't understand what the fuck they did though. You know, because like there's
Here we go with
not
this
a
shit
lot that I
again.
could think of other than like those games being. Well, I mean, 4 isn't even online, so I can't even say it's an online patch.
Hey, do you have my stream up? Can you like see how Leon looks right now?
Oh God, that's okay. No, that's 100.
This shit looks terrible, bro, but it's hilarious. I can't look away.
That shit looks terrifying, is what it does.
It only does it in certain cutscenes though. It doesn't do it in all of them.
Danny, you're watching some cursed footage. That's all I gotta say.
Hey, but Hunnigan looking kind of bad in the remake though.
I haven't seen how she looks. I won't lie.
Oh yeah, you definitely missing out.
I come 2 weeks from now, I won't be missing out on shit. I'll be fully on board. I'm still debating on whether or not I go out of my way and what's it called? Just like, you know how I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday?
Yeah.
I was thinking about just fucking going back to back with that shit.
I mean, you could.
Because I love that game. And I mean, you know, it coming out, I don't know if I'll have the patience to wait, you know, every other day.
But speaking
When does it come out? The 23rd?
Yeah, I think 23rd or 24th or something like that. But speaking of games that we love and that's getting some new shit added, they just announced the Elden Ring DLC is in development. So
oh, my pockets, bro. I'm emptying them right now.
I feel like From Software is one of the few developers when they announce DLC, you're just like automatically like, all right, I'm there for it. Like, you know, you don't even have to drop a trailer. Like, I'm there for it.
Oh yeah, dude. I'm so glad that Elden Ring got Game of the Year. That shit fully deserved that shit. If it didn't get it, it got robbed. I don't give a fuck. I'll say that shit right now.
Nah, I mean, I don't get me wrong. God of War Ragnarok was definitely an amazing game, and by Elden Ring winning does not mean that that game is ass. But at the same time, it did not have the same impact as Elden Ring. Like Elden Ring took the whole gaming community over by storm, and it literally set like a standard as to what like games are supposed to be, like in the world of games that are filled with microtransactions and incomplete shit and day one DLC. Like Elden Ring was like, nah, like when you drop a game, this is how you fucking do it.
And on top of that, I feel like it also a big reason. I always go back to it, but it makes a lot of fucking sense when you bring it up in context like this. But which one of them got it, and which one of them was not console exclusive? That's all I gotta say.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like I would have went crazy on Ragnarok. I still haven't played it, but I gotta wait and all that.
I still think if Ragnarok dropped on PC day one, I think it still would have lost.
I think it would have been a way closer run.
Yeah,
I feel like
yeah.
Elden Ring deserved that shit hands down. I'm not saying that it didn't.
Yeah, it would have been closer, but I still think that it's the better game because ever since I've beaten Elden Ring, I've already gone back to play it like a good 2 or 3 times. Ever since I've beaten God of War, it's just been sitting there. Like I don't really. I mean, granted, when they add New Game Plus, I might go back and replay it again. But until then, I'm not really.
I feel that.
I'm not really touching
Yeah.
it.
When I played the one right before Ragnarok, it's just 5. Yeah, I played through. I love that fucking game, but I haven't touched it.
Yeah, like that's excuse me. That's the thing with a lot of PlayStation games that like Afro said you kind of said. When you play them, they feel like these nice cinematic like Hollywood movies, but like once it's over, and it's like you pretty much experience everything. Whereas like other games, there's like a lot of replay value and stuff, but that's not necessarily the case with PlayStation exclusives.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I get that. Like, we were just talking about one of them, the fucking the Resident Evil series that's being remade right now.
Yeah.
I've replayed I don't know how many of them, fucking times at this point. They have such good replayability, but that's just because they're really good standalone games, and I mean with Resident Evil having like difficulty unlocks as you beat it, however many times or whatever. I think it's a cool way of fucking going about it, and I feel like they also do a really good job about giving you a reason to want to do that. So I'm saying like they all have that in-game shop now. Before you boot up, you can spend whatever points you got from beating the story or doing certain things on, like, let's say an infinite weapon or whatever, right? I think that's cool. That's totally shit that I feel like more games need, because the fact that DBD is a game that I play so much, and they took out one of the coolest fucking features from it that I really did adore. Albeit I understand why. And I mean, I don't know if you even care to fucking hear about it. Jaqi probably will say like, I don't think you need to, but they had a thing with Leatherface. If you killed a certain amount of the original survivors, a certain amount of times, you can get their face as a mask. I think that's fucking cool, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? It gives you another thing to do in a game that you're already playing.
Yeah, I feel that.
So I don't know. It just adds to, I think how people go about playing the games that they're playing. I mean, God of War, great fucking game. It always has been. Really good story. But a lot of these really good stories kind of get swept under the rug the second you're done, because you're like, oh, I loved it, and then you just never go back to it because they don't give you a reason to.
Yeah, and I was just thinking about that like earlier. I was like remembering like good games that I've played, but I just forgot about because I just played it once and that was it. What was the game I was thinking about? The Outer Worlds. I don't know if you heard about that game, but it was kind of like similar to like Fallout. It was like a mixture of Fallout and I can't think of the name, but it was basically made by the original developers of Fallout. But it was a dope game, and someone like was talking about it, and I was like, I played through that game and beat it, but I couldn't tell you anything about it other than the fact that I enjoyed it. But it was due to the fact that I just played it once and that was it. But it's crazy how like that game just escaped my memory because I only played it once and that was it.
Yeah, I feel like that's a lot. One of my favorite fucking games is that way too. I'm super big into Lord of the Rings. I love the movies. I love the games. I like the story, the looks, and everything. Um, fuck, I even got one of my guitars looks green. Right, it's green, but depending on how you look at it, it can be purple. It's a cool paint job they did on it. But there's a pickup that I've wanted for 13 years because it came out 13 years ago called a Nazgul pickup. And all it is a magnet that makes the guitar sound different, right, when you play it. Um, and I mean, I had this whole thing with Jaqi where I told her like, man, yeah, I kind of want to get it now that I have money for it, right? But I'm just not sure if I should or whatever. And I eventually bought the fucking. But that's super sidetracked. One of my favorite games is this game called Third Age that came out on a couple different platforms. I played it on GameCube though, so definitely came out on PS2 and shit, right?
Yeah. I don't even
And
think I
that
heard of
one
that.
ends so abruptly. Like you beat it, and then that's it. You don't get a new game plus, nothing like that. You just got to replay it.
That sucks.
Yeah, and I played it. I don't know how many times, but it's just it's such a shame that most games are like that. So the difference is I know everything about that. I played it
Yeah.
however many times.
Yeah.
I just wish that there
I
was
feel
more
like
rewards.
every now and then you get that one game that does leave an impact where you can just play it once and that's it, but it'll stick with you. And I feel like Elden Ring is a good example like that. Because
Yeah,
I know a lot of
100%.
I know a lot of people that's just like, oh, like while I love that first playthrough, I never want to replay it again. But they'll still like remember a lot of their first playthrough because it was just that dope of a game.
So yeah, I'm still fighting the tree sentinel today. Like I'll go back and do that shit just
Yeah.
because I can on a fresh
Yeah.
character.
But
Fuck 'em. I fucking hated that shit. Dude.
but
Oh, do you guys remember seeing that article about this game reviewer? And he was like, "Nah, this game is trash because he couldn't beat Varus in the very beginning. Varus with the white mask.
You mean
Wow.
Vare?
Varhe. Okay, why did I say?
I don't know. I was about to ask you that myself.
They don't fucking. But I
But
was like, oh my god, dude.
said Jack
People
Baxter,
fucking.
I feel that.
Oh.
they are, man. I don't know. Elden Ring is such a good if you haven't played Elden Ring, play Elden Ring. Do
Yeah.
yourself a favor.
But see, Elden Ring was your first experience with From Software game.
FromSoft.
Yeah, and see what you don't know, and here's why people are so excited about the DLC, because in their past experiences, the DLC is usually what makes, like, it basically completes the game, and it kind of makes you feel like, how the fuck did I ever play this game without the DLC? Because not only does it just add like a whole new map area, it'll usually add like new weapons and give them like different mechanics and shit. Because I still think till this day, like Bloodborne without the DLC feels incomplete. And then once you play it with the DLC, it's like, holy fuck, this shit, it's like a whole different game.
Yeah, I'll
Do you
give
guys
you
care
that.
when they add DLC to games?
No, I feel like it depends on the context. If they released an incomplete, like, let's talk about not even Street Fighter 5.
Yeah.
That is a perfect example. That having DLC to make it actually play like a fucking Street Fighter game is such a sin, dude.
What fighting games, that's a whole different beast. Like if we're talking about fighting games, that shit rubs me the wrong way. Now, story driven games, I don't mind DLC as long as you actually put some heart into it. I'm not a fan of 1 hour stories or 2 hour stories. Like pay $20 and play 2 hours, you beat it. Like, while Shadows of Rose was good, don't get me wrong, I felt like I could have did without playing that. Don't get me wrong, the doll like house part was cool, but it was one of those things you just play it and you beat it and it's over. Like, but DLC like the Witcher DLC, where it's like they add like a whole another 15 hours of like story content, I'm all for that shit.
Yeah, that's pretty much an expansion.
Yeah, like I love expansions, but I'm not a fan of like, oh, we're just gonna tack on an extra few hours and charge you $20 or $30 for it.
No, you know what? I'll agree with that. And I'm a guy that thinks that the Rose section is just like and makes that game go from like an 8 to a 9.
Mm-hmm.
But I will say, like, if it wasn't for the fact that I got um the deluxe edition, right, or if I didn't buy the gold edition for Resident Evil 7 and shit on Steam, I probably wouldn't have went out of my way to spend however many dollars for just playing the uncle's part, for just playing the 21 part. You know what I'm saying? I get you on that. I get you on that.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's very rare that you have a lot of games that do expansions nowadays, unless it's like a very big company like From Software or CDPR. It's, especially if it's coming from like Ubisoft or EA, like they're not gonna put hard into their DLC at all.
Yeah, I feel it. I feel it. Unfortunately, how are you feeling about that DLC, Nemo, for Elden Ring? You hype?
Oh hell yeah, dude! I fucking look everyone. Okay, look, I don't like Dark Souls games. I wanted us to have fun. I know like their whole thing is supposed to be difficult fucking games to play. Elden Ring though, oh my fucking god, I've never like got invested in a game that just hates me. You know?
Jordan, he booted up Wo Long and he was about to go through it, but he said that he couldn't because of them not being able to save his shortcuts.
Yeah, I tried changing my shit, and it just for some reason after like it said, "Are you sure you want to keep this keybinds?" I was like, "Yeah," and then it just didn't work. So I need to give me a control.
Yeah,
Play it.
for me, I haven't experienced that, but it definitely doesn't save my graphical settings. So every time I boot up the game, I have to like change all the graphic settings back. That
I was gonna
game,
bring that up.
it
I was gonna bring that shit up.
it is definitely they Koei Tecmo never optimizes a PC port properly. That's just known with them, and it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I think Nemo would like that game though. I think the three of us would do some crazy shit with that.
Yeah, but no, I feel like
This
the
Elden Ring thing though, oof, bro, just wait,
yeah,
just wait.
I think the reason why people like Nemo are fans of Elden Ring, but they're not fans of Dark Souls, is because Elden Ring was the first From Software game that really gave you an option to like what order you can do stuff in. Because in Dark Souls and Bloodborne, when you reach a boss that you can't beat, you just got to keep fighting that fucker until you beat
Yep.
him. But in Elden Ring, you can go somewhere else. You can like go either fight an easier boss, you can go like farm some easier enemies and then come back. Whereas in the other games, I mean, yeah, you can go farm like enemies, but you're just doing it in the same area over and over. Where in Elden Ring, you can actually go to a whole new place you haven't even discovered. And that's where Elden Ring really takes off, is the world building, because there's a lot of moments where you're just like, holy fuck, like look at this place.
Yeah, you know what though? I will say that another good thing that Elden Ring did do in comparison to the other ones, because I mean, while I haven't played it, I or played them, I have heard from plenty of people that this was like a really big point of contention for them. But um, you can opt to not get invaded. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like some people are
I
immediately going
wouldn't
to be like, "Oh,
mind.
that's
No,
bitch made" or whatever.
I
What?
wouldn't mind the PvP if they just I don't know made the PvP actually good. Not like, oh, I hit them. Oh, I smacked him. I see blood. He wasn't hit. Like, you motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Like, really?
The PvP is
Yeah.
very inconsistent. That is my biggest gripe about it.
Yeah, I mean, I know that you were telling me that you wanted me to like get a characters to a certain level so we could do that
Yeah.
new thing that they dropped or whatever. But
Mhm.
dude, it's just the same thing as playing like Nintendo netcode shit.
Yeah.
That shit pisses me
No,
off.
I mainly wanted to do it. I mean, yeah, a part of me wanted to do that, but I kind of wanted to just like fight against ourselves, because I think it's more fun when you have like a somewhat of a local connection. Because if you're fighting someone like way in another state, the connection is always like dog shit. But I have seen people do like lobbies to where like they just get a few friends that live within the same area, and the connection is very stable, and they just like go back and forth. And at least with that, you can kind of like communicate through Discord, and you're not fighting random people who just use dirty ass fucking strategies and shit to beat you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I mean, on the same page as that, like someone like Jaqi who does not like PvP, right?
Pretty good.
Oh my god! All I
give
want
it-
to do is play.
Giving her an option to not have that as part of like a core mechanic is a good thing. I don't give a fuck what kind of elitism is in the
shit.
community for that, but that's always a good thing to be able
Yeah.
to have fun, you know?
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why the seamless co-op mod was so successful, because
Yeah.
it allowed people to play co-op without that aspect.
And you know what? I hope that going forward, now that I'm a fan of these fucking games and shit, they implement that baseline.
Yeah, because I understand the reason why the co-op system is so shitty in the base game is because the Souls games are never intended to be played cooperatively. They're meant to, like, you can summon people to help you, but they're only meant to help you in certain situations and certain moments. They're not meant to help you throughout the entire game. So I understand why there's only certain areas you can put summon shit down and stuff like that. But like, just let people play the game the way they want. Like, you know, like if people just want to just play with a buddy, let them do that, you know?
You know, point in case, woe long. That's all I gotta say, bro.
Pretty much.
No, I knew about Wo Long before you told me about it. I didn't know it was gonna be on the game Xbox Game Pass,
Me either.
Yeah.
but I was like, oh, dude, this shit looks fucking clean. People were saying that it's just a copy of Elden Ring. I was like, and like,
Nah, it's not even that though. If it's more of a copy of anything, it's a copy of Neo, but it's not even that either.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just a really cool game, if I'm being real. Like I
no, I
wasn't
fuck with co-op
expecting
games
much.
way more than like, look, playing COD is fun. It's fun, right? Now
Yeah.
doing Warzone, oh my fucking god, it's fun and irritating.
Yeah.
And then don't get me started on Apex. But like, I don't want to, like, sometimes you don't want to do like PvP games. Sometimes you just want to do a story mode. But if there's a game that you could do co-op with your friend, oh, it's fun. It's way more fun. You know.
Yeah. I feel it.
Talking about that, how do you guys feel about getting a single player game and then it says you need an online connection to play?
Oh, fuck that. That like
I was talking about that, about the whole like,
Division.
why would you pay money just to pay more money to play the fucking game?
Yeah.
It's
It's
so
fucking
great.
goofy, bro.
It's
it's
so
goofy.
great.
Yeah, what I think the Hitman series got a lot of flack for that because you had to be no, what happened was they released the game on GOG, Good Old Games, but the thing about GOG is they're known for having DRM free games to where you don't need to be connected to the internet. But the problem with Hitman is that it required a always online connection. So in order to settle that whole argument, they just had to remove it from GOG.
Damn.
And it's just like, it just goes to show, like, stop making fucking games where you have to be connected to the internet 24/7.
Yeah, like if it has nothing to do, at least opt for an offline mode, right?
Yeah.
Like if my internet is down and I spent $60 to play this game that's by myself, I'm gonna be pissed if I can't boot into it because there's plenty of other games that I have that can.
Hey, Nemo, Danny said cut on Street Fighter and play him right now. He took that personally.
Wait, I'm not playing 5. All right, fuck.
Wait, what do you say about Street? I'm the one that was talking about how that shit came out dog shit out the gate, booty
Well,
stank.
I don't know what Danny's talking about, but he apparently he challenged Nemo.
Oh damn, that's an Agni Kai right there. I want you to know right now.
Not the Agni Kai.
Oh, have you seen Avatar?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Oh yeah, okay.
But wait, aren't they like bringing that back for like a new season or something?
I don't know. I don't know if they're. I think what they're doing is that they're showing more stuff about Aang in the gang and not going past Korra or expanding on Korra, which I think is cool. Korra's kind of ass.
I still think people give Korra too much hate. Now, do I think it's the best show? Nah, I think Korra is kind of like a mid character, but I still think the actual show in general is good.
I think what it is just Boruto syndrome. If I'm being real, because Boruto has Naruto is such a good franchise, and I'm glad now that Dragon Ball didn't go down the route that they were gonna try to do with Gohan, when he was a teenager with the cell and all that bullshit. Because I didn't know how bad things could get when you just try to pass the reins on, and you have such a good character roster as is, right?
Yeah.
Can you imagine how Super would have been if it had nothing to do with Goku, right? Because even if Vegeta's in it, right, he has no one to compete with.
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, that would be weird if they were to go that route with it.
That's what I'm saying. So like, while I understand that, yeah, maybe standalone, if they were just their own show, it might be okay. Sure, but when you're piggybacking off of a big franchise, that's when you're gonna get some backlash, like
Exactly.
some friction.
Because people are always going to compare it no matter what. And I think that's what happened with Korra is like no matter what, people kept constantly comparing it to The Last Airbender, which if you do compare it, yeah, it's not as good. But on its own, I think it's solid. But for me,
But
like, I don't know. I just hate that Korra just constantly takes L's throughout the whole entire show. That's my main gripe with it.
what they could have done, right? And I mean, I get that this is kind of like, well, yeah, this is kind of what they're doing. But if it wasn't like, oh, this is the next Avatar, this is who we're replacing Aang with, and if it was just, oh, hey, this happens to be like a different Avatar from a different timeline, right?
Yeah.
If they went about it like that, I don't think it would have been that bad. But because of the fact that like in your face, you're kind of going, oh, this is Aang's replacement, because that's how they go about it from the little bit I have seen. Um,
Yeah.
that's what kind of rubs people the wrong way, I would say.
I think what happened was they were anticipating because so many people wanted to see the next generation of the Avatar, or they wanted to see, okay, well, what happens now that everything's done? What does the gang do now? I think what had happened was when they were initially writing the show and hearing what people wanted, that's what they figured that everyone wanted to see was, oh, okay, well, everyone wants to see the gang after, so we'll do the gang after. We'll explain what happened after their kids and all this stuff like that when, like you said, they probably should have just done something where it's like, okay, here's a new Avatar story,
Yeah.
either completely disjointed from the gang or something way back. Like I've heard a lot of people where they're like, look, I was originally really looking forward to Korra and everything, but I think it would have been better to hear about like Master Kyoshi.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, like, dude, think about it. If Boruto was not Naruto's son, we wouldn't be comparing the motherfuckers, right? Like, they'd be just like, it'd be like Naruto, uh, separate essentially. Like, Naruto wasn't fucking a part of anybody else's family or whatever, right? Like, he's just some fucking kid that had a bad attitude that we eventually ended up liking. Not me. I think Naruto's a fucking idiot, but um, yeah, like going down that journey. I mean, whenever they make it, oh, this is this character's predecessor, and they're nothing like that character or any other characters related to it. People are just gonna draw conclusions naturally, man. Like that's just how it is. You can't tell me that this is Goku 2.0
Hmm.
or fucking Vegeta 2.0 if it ain't the same motherfuckers, right? Like this.
Yeah.
Goku and Vegeta Jr. Is that what you're talking about right now?
Yeah, no, like, dude, think about it. I've been saying I'm glad that they're doing something with it, but Goten and Trunks, if anybody's gonna take up the reins, it should be those two.
Yeah.
Because I think that's the dopest fucking shit ever. That I'm a fan of Future Trunks, but he gets held back by the same thing that I've been saying since day one. He has no one to fucking train with. Future Gohan's dead. Little Trunks now, he has Goten, bro. And those are the sons of the two best fucking fighters in that universe.
Man.
So I can only imagine that these motherfuckers would go crazy because they fought Boo. Like, they got so much, like, promise, dude.
And give Boo a lot of flack too while getting their not like yeah, while getting their asses kicked.
Yeah. Like, dude, if it was just Goten and Trunks hour, like, from now on, I'd be entertained because those two are funny.
My boys, my sons.
But that's like again, neither here nor there. I just feel like that's why those shows are shows that are like that, where they try to expand, but by not necessarily expanding too much and focusing on the wrong things.
Yeah.
Um, that's a detriment. I think it's cool that they are doing some where they're showing like adult Aang and adult Katara and all them and stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah, see, here's the thing, Danny. Like, fight scenes in Korra are pretty fire, and like the choreography is hella dope. But the thing is, a lot of people don't even make it to like the good seasons where they have the best fights because they just write it off after like the first two seasons. It kind of suffers the same fate as Dragon Ball Super, to where like people just see like the first few arcs and they're like, oh, it's trash, and then they never even make it to like determine the power because they're just like, oh, like it's the whole shit's ass. But once you get to like book 3 of Korra where they introduce Zahir, the airbender, oh, that shit is fire.
Yeah, no, I get what you're saying. If people just were like, "Oh, I've seen Resurrection F, I've seen Battle of Gods. Why the fuck am I watching this?"
Yeah.
I understand it. I understand.
But see, this is what I wanted to bring back up when we were talking about the Demon Slayer shit. Like, and this is what pisses me off. Like, and it makes me feel like they're a little bit lazy. Like when it comes to doing like movies, and they just like,
Dude, they are.
and they just redo it in the show, because at least like with Dragon Ball, they reanimated like the movies, but they were different. Like the whole fight with Beerus, it took place on the boat instead of taking place like at the party. So like it was neat seeing that difference. Whereas with Demon Slayer, the whole train arc is just a fucking movie, but just done episode by episode. There's not a single different thing. Like that's lazy as fuck.
Oh yeah, no. When they originally came out with stuff after Mugen Train, before the Entertainment District, when they kind of just showed Mugen Train again. The only parts I gave a fuck about were the parts where they were like, "Oh, this is what Rengoku was doing before the train actually took off."
I didn't even know they showed that.
Bro, yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Like, because when you hear, "Oh, it's just more Mugen Train shit," like they redid it as episodes for people that didn't see it. That's what I expect, but dude, trust me, there's like what 4 or 5 episodes where they actually show new shit about it, and that is some of the coolest shit that I wish that we got more out of the Hashira.
Yeah, but see, I feel like they need to do that more. Like if they're gonna, like reuse something, like switch it up a little bit, and don't just be like, all right, like we're just gonna copy and paste this shit.
Yeah, and I mean, don't do it the Naruto way where you're re-showing that shit every fucking 10 minutes, right? Because that gets old, and that's pretty much what that movie kind of felt like for a minute.
Yeah.
Because god damn, bro, I don't know how many times I've just seen Mugen Train redone. And this show isn't even that fucking that old, right? Like this is still a new show, and I've seen Mugen Train in my face like at least 3 times.
Man,
but have you seen it remastered in 4K
in theaters?
Unfortunately, I have.
In 4DX?
That's what I'm saying, bro.
It's not that deep, bro.
I wish that, like, at least if they were gonna go the route that they did for the movie, I mean, again, I'm with you. I can't really even call it a movie myself, but if they're gonna go that route in general, I would at least wish that they kind of gave not Rengoku, they gave Tengen a little bit more, right? Like if they just showed off.
Did they re-show the fight that Tengen had?
Not the cool one. Like they just the last one, just the very last one.
Wait, what's the cool one?
The one where him before he gets his hand chopped off, and you're like, oh shit, bro, they're going fucking crazy, and then you see all the sparks while Tanjiro's fighting the other chick.
Yeah, I feel that.
Like, dude, that part. I mean, don't get me wrong. The finale fight was cool when he's like, "I got this. I can see the melody or whatever the fuck."
Mm-hmm.
But that first fight is nuts, dog. That's like the money shot, essentially. I would say.
Yeah, I feel that.
Nah, but yeah, they didn't show that, Nemo. It was just like the last part, and essentially not even cutting out the credits or the intros. Like
that's what had me pissed. I was like, why is there 3 sets of credits in this shit?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
They could have cut it, and they could have made it seamless because of even the way that they showed it in the episodes. It was seamless as fuck.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's why, like, I'm glad that we saw it just to see the stuff that we saw at the end, right? Like that was fucking cool.
For a while, Danny.
Yeah. What did Danny say?
Yeah, asked how long if I had this same background song playing. I'm like, it's been playing the whole entire podcast.
Oh shit!
It's on repeat.
Danny's gonna fucking hear this in his sleep.
Yeah, I'll change the song for every podcast, but it's gonna be the same one, just on loop for each one. But the next one, I'll use a different song. Holy shit! But speaking of movies, while I haven't seen it, I've been hearing a lot of negative feedback about this Ant-Man Quantumania, and and I want to hear like, do y'all think that Marvel has like kind of fell off since Endgame, or do y'all
Yeah.
think that they're like
My
they just
time.
need to get their like no get the ball rolling again?
I'm pointing towards my argument that I made earlier about competition being
Oh, shit.
important
Yeah.
because I feel like 100% that's what happened. Marvel's just like, oh, bro, we're Marvel. Every fucking movie we've dropped has been a banger, bro.
So here's the
Not
thing,
all of
though.
them, but
It's not even like there is a competitor, because when it came to the comic world, even its competitor was DC. But even then, a lot of the same artists, writers, and producers worked between DC and Marvel. So for a while, it was like, oh, we got to compete with DC coming out with their movies, like with Justice League and Batman and all this other shit. And even they fell off almost immediately with their movies too. And so Marvel was like, well, I guess if they just keep getting money, I guess we'll keep getting money. And that's the problem, is that they know they can just pump out bullshit after bullshit after bullshit. They are still going to get money. Fucking the Doctor Strange movie is evidence of that enough. They just kept getting fucking money for it, despite it looking and being garbage.
Yeah.
yeah, dude. At least with DC when they dropped that Robert Pattinson Batman, that shit was actually kind of cool to watch.
I watched it
Look,
like
look,
5 times.
let's
I'll
talk
watch it
about the
again.
real number 1 movie in America. All right,
Which one?
Cocaine Bear.
Oh Lord.
No.
So yes, Ant-Man is making well, they have a wider audience, so right now it's number 1, but they haven't actually made back the amount of money they spent
Nah,
making
bro.
it.
Here's what I gotta say about
They're
that.
not going to make it back anymore because they refuse. What they're doing is they're putting all of their budget into overworking all of their FX animators, because they're not actually, they're paying their actors, sure, but they're not paying their actors anymore.
Yep.
All of their shit is SFX and CGI and shit. It's not even a fucking movie anymore. It's just all it is CGI, and it's bullshit. And that's what they're pumping all their money into, and that's why that's why the whole conversation of, oh, is Marvel going to lose their money now? Well, of course they are, because they decided to go the quote unquote easy route and just throw money at stuff instead of just doing what other movies did very well, controlling their budget into stunt work, like the John Wick movies, and like the Batman movie, where a lot of it was stunt work, a lot of it was costuming, a lot of it was hiring on a crew that made sets. Marvel isn't doing that anymore, and it's showing.
You know, I got a question for you guys now. Now that we're on the subject of movies and flops and shit, why do we have such dog shit horror movies these days?
I don't know. Barbarian was a fucking hit. I don't know what you're talking about.
Listen, bro, that was only just
Look,
disturbing for me to watch. But when
so
you tell me that a fucking movie like Bye Bye Man can come out, I don't know. I'm in shock that even fucking made it to the screen.
That's the thing, though, is horror movies since the beginning have been like that, and that's coming from someone that's watched horror movies from dating all the way to the 40s to now. Horror movies have not changed. You just have different areas of horror that either get you or that don't. Discomfort gets me so bad. So things like a lot of Hitchcock films don't really get me, but a lot of the ones that focus on, like, you remember how SpongeBob and Flapjack would do those really gross ass like close-ups on shit that were super fucking detailed.
Yeah.
There are so many horror movies that do that, specifically in the 60s and 70s, where it's like, oh, get it out of my face. And those are the ones that get me, but they don't get a lot of other people.
So then, okay, then let me flip this question
Skinkamarink
then.
fucking sucked.
Wait, what
It's not
sucked?
a horror that you lived with.
Skinkamarink or whatever it's fucking called. I watched it. Oh my fucking god! I was so bored.
I wouldn't say it sucks. It's just it's not for everybody. It's
a horror movie
yeah.
about paranoia, and if you were a child that experienced a fear derived out of paranoia, then it's gonna fucking get you. And the producers, everyone even talked about this, where it's like, look, a lot of you are gonna hate it unless you understand what this fear is. Otherwise, it's not your movie. And it's like, yeah, okay, at least he knows, like,
It
yeah,
wasn't my movie then.
80% of people are not gonna like this movie. I can respect that. But yeah, like that's what I mean. Is a lot of horror is just like that, where
Look, when
it either gets you
if
or it
I'm
doesn't.
still scared of King Ramses from Courage the Cowardly Dog, if that still gets me, but a modern horror movie doesn't. Oh, you're by yourself. Like I don't give a fuck.
No,
it was
bro.
a
Telling you
trash
that if
movie.
you as an adult now, if you had never ever seen the King's Ramses in Courage the Cowardly Dog, it would get you today, because the King Ramsey thing is basically the Skinamarink shit.
I don't understand how that scares people. I've never been scared by that Courage episode ever.
See what I
No,
mean?
there's some
It
unnerving shit, but I
doesn't.
will say that that's probably not as bad as like let's say the one where that zombie producer comes out and he's trying to essentially film a snuff film, and
Okay,
Courage is like, dude, you're gonna fucking
that
die.
one's weird. I wouldn't say
Mhm.
creepy, but the one that fucks with me is where like that giant like white floating head is in the basement and it looks like a real life person. I don't know why that one fucked with me as a kid.
Is that not the same one that I'm talking about?
It's not.
Is it? I don't
It's not.
know.
Because I could have sworn
Nah,
that
because
the
that
moon...
one he was like he was telling Eustace he had to like plant something or like
Oh no,
or
you're
he
talking about the
would,
Giving Tree.
Nah, not the Giving
No.
Tree. It was like a huge white floating head, and like his eye sockets were completely black. It was like an old dude, but I forget. Like he made Eustace have to do something, but that shit creeped me out. That's all I know.
Oh,
It's
okay.
called Harvest
Freaking
Moon.
Danny,
Harvest
King
Moon.
Ramsey, the man of gods, the man.
Spirit of the Harvest Moon.
Yo,
That
to be
shit's
honest though, I
hilarious.
love Courage for what they did. Like they made a lot of banger episodes. That like now as I'm revisiting them as an adult, I'm like, bro, this is actually dark as fuck, bro. I don't remember it being that bad when I first watched.
Yeah.
The Giving Tree fucked me up, bro. I was
Well,
just like,
the Giving
yo,
Tree is just depressing. It's just like I want to.
it
I
is.
want to just cry after this.
That's yeah, no, for real. But I'm like, bro, how many fucking movies have come out that just suck? I wish they just take a premise like this and fucking go crazy with it, you know?
Because a lot of people either don't understand what horror is meant to be for, which is a reflection of the psyche or of current political events, which is what a lot of horror is. When you look at what the genre of quote unquote horror is for a lot of decades, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, etc., it is a reflection of either current political events or current media societal events. And that's what it's supposed to be. It's supposed to get into your brain, it's supposed to reflect something and make you think. And a lot of things about horror movies nowadays, or things that people try and say are horror movies, are not reflections of a psyche or of
Well,
a commentary. And that's why a lot of them are empty. Like the Bye Bye Man. What the fuck was the Bye Bye Man supposed to be about?
no, but
Nothing.
I don't even think that they got to be horror though. Like they could just be a really good dark sad story. You know what I'm saying? Like
Oh, I thought
that's
you were talking about horror movies in general. That's what I mean. It's like,
no. I mean, what I'm saying is that like with the Courage episodes that I'm going back and watching, they're not scary, but like they talk about a lot of dark shit that I didn't pick up on originally
Yeah.
that I can appreciate now.
It's definitely not a kids show. when you
Yeah.
like look at it in hindsight, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, bro. Like, dude, my uncle had a whole fucking thing where he when he was watching a Looney Tunes episode or some shit recently that had Pepe Le Pew, and he was like, bro, that's actually kind of crazy that I was okay with this skunk rapist.
Yeah, pretty much. Isn't that why he was like not in Space Jam 2?
Is that what? I don't know.
'Cause they were like,
I
oh,
genuinely don't know.
Because I think they were like, oh, we don't want to return that character because it's not appropriate in today's age. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just it's crazy. A lot of the shit that that I wouldn't expect it like to experience looking back at shows
Yeah.
I grew up watching.
There's a lot of like hidden messages in old cartoons and shit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the dopest ones though are like from Courage and stuff like that. Like
Yeah.
I have been going through
Here,
on
I'm
my
gonna pick
own
up
time.
a list of horror movies real quick because I'm with Andy. A lot of them are just fucking ass. Right?
Yeah, horror is like a lost genre. It's like, you know.
Okay,
Yeah.
so Nope
Coward
isn't really a horror, I would say. I think it's more of like we talked about last time. It's a thriller.
It's a thriller. Yeah.
Yeah. Jeepers Creepers Reborn. When did that one come out? What the fuck?
We don't talk about any Jeepers Creepers after 2.
The 2 was the only one. All right, that one actually scared me.
Yeah, I
let's
think 2 is
see.
my favorite over 1.
I saw a smile.
Smile was alright.
Yeah, it's a B tier, honestly. It's not
Yeah.
A tier, you know.
Uh,
The Menu, I heard it was just kind of like a meme kind of movie.
You know what's funny, Danny? I can't even hear that because I have the desktop audio turned off.
Midsummer, I've seen it. It's a I, I don't know, man. It doesn't scare me. Let me see what other fucking ones came out.
dude, I
Hmm.
think the only good ones that I can say I appreciate that come out within the last 5 years, and that's a crazy way to look at it. I know, but um, I think the first and second It movies were pretty good. Like the first one, especially, it really dug into that weird, uncomfortable section, right?
Yeah.
And like, dude, anytime I saw a character looking into something, I was like, "Don't do that! Don't do." You know what I'm saying? Like that.
Mhm.
Like I was like, something bad is gonna happen, bro. I can appreciate it. The Guillermo del Toro flip on like the scary stories to tell in the dark.
Oh
I thought
yeah,
it was
yeah, yeah.
cool. I will say that like I didn't necessarily like how they did the story part of it where they're trying to give it like a character and it's not just individual stories, right?
Yeah.
Um but I also understand that they kind of addressed that up front when they were like, "Oh yeah, dude, I remember this story. It used to freak me out." Like that's the play that they did, which is a cool fucking little uh aside, I guess. That one was really good, and then man, fuck, I can't even say Barbarian. I don't know what Jackie's on with that one. I'll be real. That one was just more like I can't believe I watched this.
Yeah. I,
Oh, was
I'm
it not good?
I'm a little bit
Yeah,
in,
you say yeah, and you're the one that made us go see it.
when I,
Oh, that's right.
no,
I forgot about.
I'm a little
That
bit
wasn't even a me thing, and it sounds like it should have been a me thing to make us go see that movie, but that was all Jordan.
no, but do you know my reason behind going to see that is why we're talking about this is because the horror genre fucking sucks. And
It does.
I heard nothing about that movie, but all I heard was it's the best horror movie to come out in years. That sentence alone was enough to be like, okay, I want to go see this. I didn't even watch the trailer. I didn't read a summary. I'm like, that right there is enough to tell me because I'm a horror fanatic. You tell me
Yeah.
that, I'm going to see it. And I came out, I was like, well, it was a movie, all right. Like, like
That's how I felt about the fucking Michael Myers one we watched, the most recent Halloween one.
That shit was so fucking
yeah,
goofy.
don't even get
dude.
me started. Holy
Bro.
shit.
Different conversation. 'Cause
Man,
then
that's gonna make
a
the podcast
conversation
go.
about sequels. That's a conversation about sequels. That's a conversation about production. That's a conversation about legacy movies. Because we could talk about that about the Scream shit right now, and it's just, that's a whole different can of
Yeah,
worms.
that's just gonna add another 2 hours to the podcast. Talking about Halloween alone.
Oh
Holy
yeah, dude.
fuck.
That I can't believe they did Michael like that. I know a lot of people that like Michael Myers on some like very questionable shit. They like him like um yeah, every single one of them was like, "Oh my god!" Like Booyah. I don't know if you know who Booyah is, but
Yeah.
he pretty much just cosplays as Michael when he plays Michael and plays
We
DBD.
asked him, "Hey, was it good?" He goes, "We don't talk about it."
Yeah, he was like, "Nah, that shit was fucking ass, bro." And I was like, "All right, Booyah, I respect you, Chief." Oh my god,
Wait,
though, dude,
wait,
that is
so
such a.
have they confirmed that they're working on a Twisted Metal series, or is that just a rumor?
Oh, so that is actually gonna be like a show. It's not like a movie.
Mm,
Yeah, they're gonna do
okay.
that, and it's gonna be on Hulu. And the premise sounds cool, but I'm gonna be real. Every fucking time that they touch a horror, I mean, I know that it's Twisted Metal, right? It's more just like a dark
Yeah.
commentary on shit. Um, but anytime they touch a video game franchise and then try to do a live action whatever the fuck, it's always been a piss stain on the franchise.
Yeah.
I'm a huge fan of Resident Evil, and I cannot believe the live action movie that they made or the fucking the thing that they try to do with Wesker that has nothing to do with Wesker,
Yeah.
like
All that shit is
as a character.
all that shit sucks.
You know what?
Yeah.
I have an idea.
Huh.
I got an idea.
What?
I will give a fucking horror movie like a studio my social security so they could scare me with. All right, this is gonna be called tax
Oh,
fraud or
shit.
tax evasion.
Oh, oh my god.
Well, going off what you just said, Andy, I guess the first people that are kind of proving that to be false is the people that are making The Last of Us. Because I guess that's like the first thing where people are like, all right, like this is the one thing that's come from a video game that's not all that trash.
Oh, you know
Yeah, no,
what?
it's good.
I will say I completely forgot about that. I haven't seen it, but I also haven't played the game. So
Yeah,
I mean,
but
if
here
that's a good representation, I'll take it.
as
I was gonna say, 'cause
someone
altogether- Go ahead. Sorry.
as someone who has played the game and is watching it, I will say it is very good, but at the same time, there's just a lot of things that they should just leave the fuck alone.
It's one of those. Okay, I see what you're saying,
I want another remake of Resident Evil.
bro. Nah, listen, I'll be real. I'm hyped for not only the game that's coming out, but they have an animated movie,
I want
coming out.
Beetlejuice
Yeah.
to be Wesker.
and that right there is something that I'm kind of hyped for, because I don't know if anybody has never seen one of the animated Resident
Yeah.
Evil movies, understand that is some of the best shit you'll see. Like, if you are a fan of the games, you're gonna love those, because those are very true to the game. They touch on a lot of shit, but more importantly, they do the characters justice there. Like, obviously, if you have a bad actor or whatever for a particular character, or if the writing is just dog shit for them, the live actions speak for themselves. The last couple that they've done, to the point where, like, the Mila Spopovich shit that has come out like years ago, right? That I was just like, yeah, this has nothing to do with the games, but
Yeah.
it's at least fun to watch. I'm looking at those like, okay, no, those are bangers now. I don't give a fuck. Like, if that was what we had before, I want to go back to that. I'll take that any day.
I don't know. There was a small part of me that used to appreciate those movies until I found out that the only reason that she's the main character is because the director is her husband.
Yep.
Yeah,
And-
no, I know, and even with that, is better than the last couple shits that they've dropped. I'm
Nah.
gonna be dead ass with you.
But yeah, like once I found that out, I'm like, really? Like, so you just made up a whole fictional character just to have your wife play in a fucking movie? Like, just stick to the source material, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, and that's what I say about most of them. But when you go off and you compare that to the movie that came out last year, in theories,
Yeah.
right? What the fuck did they do? They literally butchered their best shot at a live action recreation with the Mila Spopovich movies. I mean, Jill looked like Jill, character wise.
Mhm.
It fit Jill's personality, especially if you play through the RE3 remake now and you get that context. You're like, oh yeah, that actor did a really good job.
Yeah.
I know that the guy that they chose for Chris wasn't as big as Chris, right? Like, he was he was way skinnier than what the Chris we see in all the games is in today's day and age.
Mhm.
And same thing with Leon. Like, Leon did not fucking resent. Like, all they did was they pulled a white guy for Leon. I'm convinced they're like, hey, you're white, you're Leon.
Man.
Cause bro, he was, for no reason, the swollest motherfucker in that movie. The fact that he was swoller than the Chris in that movie, I was tripping, bro. I was like, this isn't Leon. But I'd rather have that than whatever the fuck they've released. And
Yeah.
that's just the sad truth.
I feel you. Cause I don't know, like for me, when it comes to all these video game adaptations, the one thing that irritates me the most, like, why is it so hard for them to reach out to someone who is actually a fan of the video game franchise and who has played it enough to respect it? They always hire these directors that feel the need to be like, oh, well, you gave me the source material, but I'm just going to disregard all that and tell my own story. Fuck your story. Just retell what's in the video game. But every goddamn director feels the need to be like, okay, well, while I appreciate the source, I'm going to put my own stamp on it to make it different. No one wants a different fucking story.
You want to hear some bullshit? That Itchy Scratchy, whatever the fuck they did, where they tried doing like Resident Evil 1, 2, and 3 at the same time.
Yeah.
That was the tipping point for a lot of people to go watch that movie, because the directors were like, "Oh, if you're a fan of the games, then you'll appreciate this. 'Cause we did this out of love for the games." And I promise you, I
Really
didn't
bad.
see it. I didn't see it. My uncle went to go see it, one of them. And he was like, "Oh, bro, come on. It can't be that bad. They said that they're going to go off the games or whatever." He called me the minute he came out the theater, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? You're right. That shit was ass." And I was like, "Thank you. Thank you for being honest with me." You know what I'm saying?
The crazy thing is, like right now, the Last of Us, right? It's actually not doing bad. Fans are liking it. Besides episode 3, from what I've heard,
Yeah.
they still told their characters, their actors, to not research the material.
Yeah.
Which is funny, and I'm like, why? Like,
I don't know if like they don't want them to compare to the game. I don't. That seems weird though, to
And-
make them not play the game.
I want to say it's because you know how like there's circles of like well-known actors and well-known directors know each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
You already heard what happened with Henry Cavill and The Witcher,
Yeah.
right?
I was
Yeah.
about to ask, because I know Jordan's been a big fan of at least the last Witcher game. So I was going to get his take on that too. Yeah.
Like
They straight.
yeah.
Oh, go over it.
Wait,
Go for
so
it.
basically, like, what, Henry Cavill not wanting to do it anymore?
No, they kicked him off.
Well,
No, he didn't want to do it anymore.
yeah. Basically.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I'm thinking about Superman. They kicked him off of that.
Oh,
But
yeah.
yeah, he was coming off of this because he was like, "Oh no, this isn't the game. I'm not doing this."
And it makes total sense, because like, it goes back to what I said. If you're gonna have someone who doesn't appreciate the source material, why the fuck are they doing it? And I appreciate that Henry Cavill stood his ground and was like, no, like I'm fucking over this shit.
Yeah, that's a huge integrity play, and
Yeah.
I respect him. Like, no matter what the fuck he does going forward in terms of movies, I'll watch it just because it's Henry Cavill now. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Son, oh fucking A.
We're all fucking multitasking, but yeah, no, that shit. Oh my fucking god, it made me respect him way more. And
Yeah,
then
I mean-
they which was it
Superman.
Amazon? No. I know they got rid of him for Superman, but like, was it Amazon that said, "Hey, we're gonna make a Warhammer series, and we want you to be the main actor and direct it"?
Yeah, I don't know, but that's huge dubs, bro. I'm
Yeah.
actually I was thinking about playing Warhammer for a minute now, but I just thought it was like a board game because
Same.
it has a board game. But
Mm-hmm. But you know,
a lot of people that have come into chat recently have been like, "Oh yeah, I've been playing this," and I was like, "Yo, is it good?" Because I've been wanting to give it a shot, but I've just not been sure. You know?
yeah. But isn't Cavill? He's like a huge Warframe like fan though, right?
Warframe?
Well, not,
you mean
not Warframe, Warhammer.
Warhammer?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I mean, dude, he's such a big PC gamer in general. Like, it's funny. Did you hear how he his story about what's it called? Become a Superman?
Nah.
So that same day that he had the audition for Superman, he almost didn't go because he was rating on World of Warcraft. Yeah.
I heard that. That's funny.
I was laughing my ass off, bro. Like, bro, you were gonna give out the bag of bags, right? The household fucking superhero, because you're like, I need to get loot, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, respectable.
That's what I'm saying. After that, I was like, this dude is goated. There's no fucking way, dude.
Yeah, I think I
Oh my
saw his YouTube video of him building his PC, and I'm like, what the hell? Why is Henry Cavill building a PC on YouTube?
Yeah, dude, and the crazy part is that I mean, it's not outlandish, right? Like, YouTube exists. Everybody can watch YouTube. It's not like it's a foreign fucking substance,
Yeah.
right? But
It always feels weird when you just see like a random celebrity like uploading like a home recorded video. It's like, huh?
oh, no, it went above that for me too, because like he had an interview, I think with some kind of talk show, right? I don't remember which one, but they were like, "Oh yeah, we saw that you put up a video of you building a computer. Like, have you always been into them?" And he goes, "Oh yeah, I watched this one dude named Bitwit." And I'm like, "Dude, I watch him. The fuck, you know what I'm saying?"
For real.
Yeah. I was like, "We're the same for real, bro."
Man.
I mean, it's just weird. It's just weird. Not because it's like, oh, it's celebrities talking about it or whatever. It's more like, I think it's funny that you know, having some kind of fame to your name gives you that
Yeah.
effect, sort of.
'Cause I think a lot of people make the odd assumption that when you're like a celebrity of that stature, you're kind of like you're not necessarily a part of like what normal people do. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of like separate from that. And when you hear about celebrities doing normal shit, you're like, oh wait, like you guys do that too? It's like, yeah,
Yeah.
bro, they're normal fucking humans. Like at the end of the day, bro.
That's what's crazy about even just this, right? Like, if anything comes of the Twitch stuff for me or whatever, it's gonna be kind of weird and surreal knowing that in the back of my mind, all this shit that I'm saying right now and thinking, someone else is gonna be thinking about towards me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the weird part about doing internet shit in general or trying to get your name out there in general. Because like I would say that I've had a couple different things where someone's like, "Oh, dude, the streamer I watch," I'm like, "Oh, fuck, dude, I didn't even think that someone would consider me that," you know?
Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
It's kind of weird, man. Yeah, I won't lie. Because anytime I cut on stream, I think about it as just like hanging out with the boys, really.
Yeah, I mean that's the best mindset to really have.
Yeah,
Instead of just like streaming with the mindset like, all right, like I'm gonna do numbers today and make a bag. Like, nah, just look at it as hanging out, bro.
yeah, exactly. Pretty much how it is. So anytime someone's like, um, weird about it, it kind of it takes me back because I'm like, fuck, that's right. Like that's
Yeah.
kind of how I was thinking not too long ago. You
But
know?
see, like this is another thing I wanted to talk about because I did speak about it a little bit on Instagram. Because while I do agree with that, and I will say for the most part, when I do like stream on Twitch, it is like me just hanging out with my community and just chopping it up. But at the same time, I'm not gonna sit here and like act like, the truth isn't right fucking there because in reality, my long-term goal is to become successful on Twitch. I do want to become like a Twitch partner. I do want to eventually do good numbers and I do eventually want to get higher payouts. That is the long-term goal in the end. But it always like kind of strikes me the wrong way when you go to like, big streamers for advice and their number one thing is like, oh, don't get into it for the money. Like, just get into it to have fun and get into it for this. Like, if you get into it for the money, that's the wrong, reason. You're going to end up being upset. But what is the first thing that these streamers or like content creators do like once their income starts to run out? Usually they panic and they're like, oh, like, well, support me on this and support
stuff.
me on that
Yeah.
because, Twitch. So I'm like, if it's not about the money, why do you like start like panicking and trickling down to your Patreon when Twitch and YouTube starts to hoe you? Like, I understand, like, don't be all about the money in the beginning, but what's this weird thing where it's like, oh, like you have to fake and act like you're not in it for the money? In reality, that's why everyone is in it. Like, because if you were doing it for free and you knew that in the long term you would never get anything out of it, why would you start doing it in the first place?
You know what? I actually have something to chime in about this because this is interesting. I kind of addressed it not super long ago, but when I look back at like the old shit I used to do on a different channel way back, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of weird to me that like I wouldn't necessarily even say that like it's I agree with you, to me it's more like, oh, if I'm making money off of it's cool, but uh I wouldn't necessarily say that I need it, you know?
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's from a perspective that I need it. It's more of a perspective that I have to value myself.
Oh no, I get what you're saying because like again, like I'm saying I don't need it because I have a day job and
Yeah.
whatever, right?
I
And
don't need it.
and I can see it from their perspective too, and they're like, "Oh fuck, this is how I've been making money, and now it's in detriment." But that, like, first off, YouTube goes through that shit. I don't know how many fucking times a
I
week,
don't
you know.
need
I don't know how
it.
many times I've seen, oh, they updated their YouTube policy, guys, we're fucked or whatever. And I mean, I'm not even on YouTube like that, but
Yeah.
um
I need
Nah, I feel you, Jack. I'm like, look, I need it because my day job fucking sucks and I want to quit that shit. So yeah, like,
Yeah.
that's how
Yeah,
I feel
no,
sometimes.
and I feel it. I get it, right? But I could see a little bit of truth in them saying like don't run into it with expectations because it's like a 1% chance really. And it
Yeah.
is. It really is.
Yeah, it's like making it to the NBA type shit.
I look at it in terms of like I mainly enjoy having someone to talk to because
Yeah.
for me it's
I was like, if
weird.
he says because I don't got nobody to talk to, I'm about to-
It's not that. It's just that
I'm
like
kidding.
with a lot of my interests or whatever, I found it really hard to find like, I mean, I don't know how many times I've had people come up like, oh, let's start a band, right? And I'm like, fuck it, yeah, let's go. I wanted to, like, for a really long time, I wanted to be a guitarist, bro. Like, I wanted to play in a band, I wanted to make music and shit. But every fucking time I would find someone that's like, oh yeah, dude, we got to make a band, we got to do it, bro. They'd flake, and I'd be like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be telling me, hey, learn these songs, let's practice them, and then we'll go from there. I'll learn the song, and then they just never show up.
Hmm.
But like with games and shit, I get that, you know, certain some people don't like horror games. Some people can't play them. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much for them. I understand it. Whatever. I like them. I do. I like them a lot. And you know, I'm not gonna fucking force Jaqi to play every fucking game that I am fond of or whatever.
He's never forced me to do anything. Oftentimes, I just need to be cajoled a little more into doing things, just because how my brain is. But I think rule of thumb is, especially if you care about someone, you should at least try something once with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm saying in terms of
It don't work out.
yeah, but I mean, there's certain games that like are single player, and how the fuck can I have someone like Nemo? I played everything with, you know, since we've grown up together. I mean, you know, now homie has a whole family. He has you know, he has a shit ton of responsibilities going on now,
Yeah.
and it's one of those things where like, yeah, okay, I can't force Jaqi to play this game that me and Nemo are really crazy about or whatever. So I'm just gonna play it by myself, and if I cut on, you know, stream, I get to talk to people while I do it. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they come in and they're like, "Oh, dude, this game was a fucking banger." And I'm like, "Yeah, dude, it's so fucking cool." You know, so uh, long story short, I understand both sides. I get it.
Yeah.
But I definitely agree with you that this cat, bro, like, you definitely want money.
Yeah,
Don't pretend
nah.
like you don't.
Yeah, I hate people who try to pretend like, oh, like I'm not here, like, bro, don't. Then what are you doing this for? Like, you know, if that's the case, just play games on your own time and open up a Discord. Why are you streaming? Like, if you just want to do
Yeah.
it for fun, you know.
No, and dude, that was the biggest thing that like everyone was telling me, because I'd be on Discord just chilling and then fucking sharing my screen with
I was talking
with
this entire
homies,
time I was muted. My
Yeah.
bad.
and you know, they'd be like, dude, why aren't you streaming it? I'm like, I don't think people would want to watch, and you know, they're like, no, dude, I would watch, and I was like, well, fuck, so whatever. And you know, I finally got around to doing it, and I mean, I'm glad I did. It's cool that I got to meet people like Danny and Walk and everybody, right? Like, that's just, it's cool. It's a cool experience being able to cut some on
Yeah.
and just chat.
You said,
But the same thing can be said about people like when you get a hobby, right?
Yeah.
Like 3D printing, I like I like 3D printing. I like making the stuff, but not like so looking at it. I don't think I'd be selling shit, to be honest. I don't think I have that time to actually just put aside just to do all that shit. You know?
I mean,
Yeah. No, I get you.
yeah. Maybe that,
Like
that's
I'm
how
gonna
you
make some
feel.
shit, and if I have too much like space or too much shit, I'll probably sell it on online. But like I've seen so many people just get a new hobby, they get good with their hobby, and then they try to go into the whole, oh, I'm gonna make my hobby into passive income.
Yeah.
It just doesn't work because then you lose that it doesn't, it's not fun, you know?
No, I mean, I get what you're saying. I was building computers and you know, fixing them up for myself, and then I
Yeah.
started making that into a job, and Like at a certain point, I do hit that shit where I'm like, fuck, bro. Like, dude, I'm not trying to go to your house and fucking troubleshoot your shit. I'm trying to stay at home. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm trying to play guitar. I'm trying to play
I
the
don't want
game.
to see your domestic abuse. Dude.
Oh my,
Yeah.
bro.
But no, like,
Jordan, no. Oh my god. If you want, I'll explain exactly what the fuck he was talking about.
Okay.
That was the most awkward thing.
okay, but before you explain that, what Nemo just said was like definitely some real ass shit, and it's something I wanted
Yeah.
to talk about because that is literally what I'm suffering from right now, and that's why I think from here on out, I'm probably going to stop playing video games on stream. I'm probably only gonna stream and do like reactions or like podcast shit like this because from me turning playing video games into something that like I constantly stream, it has robbed the fun of me being able to just play games on my own time. And I've spoke about this before to where like whenever I play games for like a long like hours of time off stream, like I feel guilty and I feel like what the fuck, like I just wasted so much time when I could have streamed it or I could have recorded, I could have made some content, but I need to take my brain off of like content creator mode and just learn how to just like lay back and just enjoy video games the way I used to. But since I've started streaming, it's fucked that up for me to where like I constantly look at video games now as like it's like a career thing.
Yeah.
I see it.
And it's
I
just
get
because
you.
like you see so much of people saying, "Oh, this is the grind." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And you're
Grind
like,
fucking sucks.
yeah, and your subconscious is like, yeah, you should do that. And then like for me, I don't stream as often. That's why like the stuff I stream now is just like Pokemon and whatever we're doing as a group because sometimes I just don't like I don't talk, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
I feel
just
it.
I want to play. I just want to play. That's the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's what I suffer from in Returnal because I felt like I played that whole game and I missed like the whole story because I was like too busy like streaming and providing commentary over it. And then when I went and replayed it like off stream, I was noticing all these like twists and turns in the story. I was like, wait, why did I not realize this when I was streaming? Because I was so busy on like I was in streamer mode. I wasn't really absorbing the game like that.
I get what you're saying. I mean, to be honest, if I'm being real, the main reason that I like to cut on stream when I play something is because it helps me distract myself from like getting fucking pressed by like let's say Nemesis, right? So when I'm getting chased down like that, I'm like, bro, it is nice to look over and get like a quick mental breather. You know what I'm saying?
So basically, you get tilted more when you're not streaming.
Kinda, yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I think that's pretty true. Like these guys are playing fucking COD with me, off stream because that's mainly when I play it. And I think they could tell you I've gotten kind of fucking tilted at some stupid shit.
But see, that's
Like-
weird because for me, it's the opposite. I get tilted more when I'm streaming because I feel like I got an audience looking at my fucking skill issue. Like, fuck
Nah,
that
bro.
shit.
I love turning that shit into like a meme. Like anytime Danny posts a fucking clip that he got of me doing some stupid shit or getting fucked up, it makes me laugh because I'm like, oh god, bro.
He
And
said,
then you've got the
bro, I
third
said
end of the
put up with
spectrum where
me
I
and
just
this
start
shit.
panicking.
Yeah, like if I die to a boss 30 times in Elden Ring off stream, I'm gonna still be calm. If I die twice on stream, I'm ready to break my monitor.
Fuck no, bro. I don't know how many times I had to fight that stupid bitch Nemesis at the end of 3, like 2 days ago. But god damn, bro, like that's just as tilted as I'd be offline. Like Jaqi has seen me play shit, and I mean, not necessarily that I get more angry when I'm offline, but I'm saying more or less like the fact that I don't have someone like Danny to be like, bro, did you see how I just got fucking hoed? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's more or less what I mean. Like
Yeah, I
when
feel
it's
that.
just, oh, bro, I got hoed. I have to sit on that. But if I go, bro, there's no fucking way. I'm not the only one that saw that shit, right? That makes it way better for me.
Man. So I have to share my pain.
Not even necessarily, bro. It's just like if I'm getting hoed, I'd at least want it to be a funny moment for someone. You know what I'm saying? if I could look back at it and there's a recording of me getting hoed and I could share that shit on like TikTok, like, bro, has this shit happened to you guys? Because I feel like this is only a me thing. And if people are like, dude, that was funny at the very least, I'm like, okay, it serves some kind of purpose.
Danny said, shit, I need to try streaming. Hey, you should, bro. I mean,
Bro,
man.
Danny streams. He doesn't want to tell you.
Wait,
I've caught Danny
does?
streams. Yeah.
I didn't even know.
Yeah, I've caught him playing a couple fighting games. There was one time where he was just doing like I think he was making like YouTube thumbnails or some shit.
Yeah.
It was funny. Like Danny doesn't stream as often as I feel like he should.
And Danny, I probably should have mentioned this at the beginning of the stream, but with these type of podcast videos or streams, I probably won't acknowledge chat all that much compared to like a regular stream, because we're 9 times out of 10 we're just like hella immersed in the conversation to where I forget to even look at chat. So just keep that as a minor disclaimer.
Fair.
Yeah, I mean, but that's kind of the case with most like podcast streams type shit. Like I'll glance at it every now and then, but you know what is going on with this water?
You didn't have no. Keep your cheers in bits. It's okay, Snick. I appreciate it.
Shit, I started Jak 2
That sounds
and never did it again. Nah,
scary shit.
Jak 2, like games made back
Shout out
then,
to Snick, bro.
hard for no fucking reason.
Oh my god, she's got my first bits leader badge.
Holy shit, I just realized though that we are damn near 3 hours into this podcast, and I was thinking that we were
Andy
gonna
was
wrap it
over
up
here
at 2.
worried, like, man, how do we even do a podcast?
It's
How
because
are we supposed
it's
to
nice.
figure
You're
out,
just able to
how
talk
does it
to like
work?
about everything.
Well,
on
no,
the podcast, you
I
know?
was saying like I wonder how this is gonna go. You know, that's all I was saying.
It's funny how
I was
people
saying,
like always like assume that and I tell them like, bro, it's just, you ever had a conversation before? It's that.
Did
but
Kirby say it? I couldn't hear it.
It did, I think, but it spoke so fast.
yeah. Well, before we get into the wrap up, is there any other topics that we have not discussed yet that y'all want to bring up?
Worst fast foods, go.
Worst
Oh.
fast foods? Holy
Easily
shit.
Arby's.
Yeah, I was about to say you gotta throw Arby's out there. I don't even, somebody, I think your boy Roshi, he was like, whoever is selling cocaine in the back of Arby's is the one keeping them in business because it can't be their food.
That's hilarious.
I'm like dead ass, because I know y'all ain't going there for the meats.
Nemo, you know what you got to play right now.
Dog, I can't do it right now.
Do it. Don't be a pussy.
Oh, let me open up my shit.
One thing I did, I mean, do y'all even like really follow Aiden Ross like that? Because I did kind of want to talk about that whole situation, but like that's kind of more.
Why'd he get
drama.
banned?
He got banned because he was streaming porn on whatever the other
on
one.
Kick or whatever he went to. Which is,
I feel like that's
Why?
deserved. Why?
Yeah,
'Cause-
no, that was you don't you can't just do that. What the fuck?
okay.
Well, I mean,
so
that's the point.
here's if we're gonna talk about Aiden, we gotta like go all the way back to like the origin to where he started to spiral downhill. Because in reality, this all started to happen once he got brainwashed by Andrew Tate. That's once he shaved his head and started acting like an alpha, like around females and shit. And it was just downhill from there. Because
Have you seen?
I don't even know
Andrew
about
Tate's
that.
full head of hair.
yeah, I saw a clip of that. But apparently, Aiden Ross, he went through like a breakup. Like he was in a long-term relationship, and that shit ended. And pretty much this is what people mean by Andrew Tate being like a dangerous person to have like a platform or a podcast, because I had made the argument that like, oh, he makes some good points here and there, so he's not all that bad of a guy. But sometimes I gotta like drop that, because at the end of the day, you have to realize how dangerous of a person Andrew Tate is for like weak-minded and broken-spirited men. Like for men who like don't know what to do with their lives and are just like in this weird phase, listening to somebody like Andrew Tate can be a very big downfall. And I feel like with Aiden Ross going through his breakup and Andrew Tate being in his ear, because you have to realize Aiden Ross is not your typical 20-year-old, in his 20s.
No.
He is in his 20s making millions of dollars, and that's not common. And when you're making that much money at a young age, that shit fucks with you. And on top of that, you're going through this emotional moment in your life, and you have the only person you can relate to, which is some dude that's making the same amount of money or similar money to you, but he's some narcissistic asshole whispering all this stuff in your ear. So yeah, he got fucked up off of that shit. He started acting like a fucking alpha male. And now he's preaching this whole narrative similar to Andrew Tate that like, oh, Twitch is trying to silence me. They're trying to, make sure I don't say this. And I'm like, bro,
I'm gonna be real. That's the same shit that some of my family says about people like fuck's his name? The dude that thinks that the Sandy Hook shooting shit wasn't real or whatever.
Oh, Alex Jones?
Yeah, like he's like, oh, bro, he's been right about something. I'm like, bro, a broken fucking clock is right twice a day. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like that's the nature of shit. At least some bullshit that some people spew has a little bit of truth to it. That's with anything though, right? But to be like, oh yeah, dude, this dude's kind of right though. It's like, I mean, yeah, like people can be right about something. It's just understand that the 1% of the time that they are right about something doesn't outweigh all the other times that they haven't been right about.
Yeah.
I still remember when Alex Jones was on that supplements trying to sell it. And all he did was hold his breath. He got hairy.
It's weird, bro. Like I don't know how to explain that shit because I mean I even had a discussion with my uncle that I'm he's the one that pretty much raised me and Nemo, right? Like I respect the shit out of him and everything, but he had a whole thing where he thought that he was an advocate for saying that like vaccinations can cause like disorders. And I was like, nah, bro. I brought up the fact that we have an aunt. This is my great aunt in context, right? But she has some kind of like either how would you describe what my tia Hela has, Jaqi?
It's like a age regression, degenerative age regression. It's like
Oof.
it can be a form of autism, that is extreme, but it's where she's kind of stuck in a certain mindset. But it also seems like she has like a physical disability as well, but I don't know what it would be. Otherwise, the age mentality thing, and her like mental what's it called? I was just saying the word earlier today too. Functionability. It's a age regression. She's stuck at like age 4, age 5.
Yeah, and I told him because my grandma's told me plenty of stories about when she was growing up and how in Mexico they didn't have vaccinations readily available. So whenever they had what they call like the medicine man that would come in, he had
Jesus here and Eddie.
yeah,
You're like right.
he would get there and they would all line up to get their shots because they're like, yeah, this is great. This is something that we don't have normally, right? And I told him like, dude, I mean, think about it. She didn't have her shots and she has it. So how the fuck is this causing like autism in children today? You know what I'm saying? That was the point I was trying to make. Like, dude, this has existed for a really long time, but I want to say that it's one of those things that people didn't know was the case.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And now we have it so well documented that it's just as common knowledge as anything else. But yeah, I mean, like I'm pretty sure he got that notion of like, oh, vaccines cause this shit because some stupid ass that doesn't know what the fuck they're talking about is going out there and saying that and putting that out there to the world. And people that don't know better, they're like, oh, that makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, people can be just very gullible, and it kind of sucks,
Yeah.
It's even easier when like you have person that are like making a lot of good points and you're agreeing, and then when they make that one wrong point, if you're agreeing with everything up to this, sometimes they might even like brainwash you to where like you're not even realizing it. You're like, what, I've been agreeing with them all the way up to now that I'm gonna agree with that too, and you're not even realize that what you're agreeing with is kind of like some fuck shit. Like, but you're just so caught up in that moment of like I don't know, being inspired by this person or motivated. But like, cause I'm gonna be honest. I fell victim to that when I used to follow like Dr. Umar. I don't know if you guys know who that is, but
Yeah, I know
fucking
who he
A,
is.
bro. Like Dr. Umar, holy shit. He's like a whole nother beast, but he goes on and on. He makes videos about like, you know, the problems in like black culture and like racism and like school communities and how like, you know, schooling's fucked up. And during the time when I was working for schools and I was dealing with like a lot of like racist shit, I would listen to his videos and be like, man, like this dude is really hitting the nail on the head with a lot of stuff. And now like I would watch all of his videos, like front row, like center attention. And then he would start making remarks about how interracial relationships are just flat out wrong. Like, like a white person should never date a black girl. But here's the thing. I was so caught up with agreeing with everything that he said that when it came to that argument during this time in my life, I was kind of like, you know what? He might be kind of spitting, but I wasn't even realizing that he was like warping my mind that way until like later on, like years later, like he started making a lot of narcissistic comments and shit. And I was like, maybe I shouldn't have followed it. And then like I took a step back and I realized like, holy fuck, like one, I shouldn't be following this dude the way I'm following him. And two, I was starting to believe things that I wasn't even aware I was believing because I was agreeing with things that were right, but I wasn't aware of the things that were wrong.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's just like, I don't know. It's for people that are younger than me and that are more like, you know, they're not like well, like, you know, just rounded when it comes to like common sense. They'll never figure that out, and they'll just be like, you know, a slave mind for the rest of their life.
Yeah, unfortunately, man, it's crazy because I think I just saw something not too long ago about how a lot of teachers are quitting and shit. And I mean, one, they're underpaid. Two, like they don't have a lot of incentives because like from what I hear, and I don't doubt it at all because I've done after school program shit too, but kids are getting way more wild. They're getting bold with it.
Definitely.
And I'm like, at the end of the day, that does come down to bad parenting too, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that's where it all
That's
starts.
the biggest thing. Yeah, I had a couple badass kids in my after school shit, and like one, you can't call them bad kids, whatever, right? Like this is stupid ass stigma, but
Oh, they act so fucking stupid now, dude. The whole TikTok trends that was happening last year.
yeah, no, I mean, dude, I had kids that I'd have to write up because they saw somebody like boonk and they steal someone's shit and be like, boom gang, boom gang, boom gang.
That was such a weird fucking phase. Holy fuck.
Yeah, I mean, I told Jaqi, but I know you guys, you and Jaqi both know all this shit I'm saying plus 10, you know what I'm saying, times 20, whatever. And I mean, it is just kind of crazy that at the end of the day, it just rounds up to even before I this shit even came up, I was like, bro, people need to learn how to parent their kids. They can't get mad at me if I'm telling their kids, hey, you can't be doing that. That's bad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because I remember when I taught at Emerson my first year, and the number one popular song that all the kids knew was Big Sean, that I don't fuck with you, you little stupid ass bitch. I ain't fucking, like the fact that middle schoolers know that song word for word and that's their favorite song. I'm just like, bro, like this whole generation is just fucked, bro. Like y'all really going around like, man, just like it's sometimes I be feeling old. Like I'm like an old head talking about like, bro, like y'all just like, I don't speak Zoomer. Shut the fuck up. Like
you know what gets me on that, bro? The amount of motherfuckers like dude, my family's all fucking over the place, right? But a lot of them will sit down and be like, "Oh, fucking millennials, whatever." And I'm like, "Bro, you actually age-wise, you're a millennial."
Yeah.
Like motherfuckers that are 40 today, right now, are millennials. So and I mean, they'll be like, "Oh, fucking millennials, dude, they're ruining society." Like, bro, you are a millennial. Shut the fuck up.
I hate generalizations like that.
I do too, because they don't even understand them. And it shouldn't be the reason that it pisses me off the most, but it is the reason it pisses me off the most. Like, you do not know.
Man, that shit's weird.
Yeah, I mean, Did you say
Sorry.
weird beard?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Okay, I mean that
Oh
that
my
that that,
God.
that, that could be the case.
My
She's
brain.
bringing up fucking MGK beef
Yeah.
right now.
My bad. My bad. Oh, it's like a verbal tick. Like I can't. It's just gained in my brain, and I had to say
I
it.
did not mean to do that. What the fuck?
You know what? I gotta bring it up now. I gotta bring it up, Jordan.
What?
Who won in that beef? You gotta be real with me.
Beef? What
Yeah,
beef?
yeah, the MGK and Eminem shit.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't even really pay that much attention to it, but I'm gonna assume that Eminem. I think I heard a little bit of what Eminem did, but I think MGK is a fucking cornball. So even if he did win it, like rap wise, you still corny. So it's like,
Nah, he didn't respond, and on top of that, he went to go make pop punk shit, and that shit is awful. I'm sorry. Like, as a guy that
Oh
that
no,
likes
I loved
both,
his shit when he was talking shit about Slipknot, and he was like, "Oh, wearing a mask is weird." And then I saw him with fucking those long ass nails. He was wearing
Lord.
that. What was it? It was like a dress he was wearing. And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck?"
Yeah,
well,
he
yeah,
be
because his
wearing
whole thing
weird
was like,
shit.
oh, you guys need a gimmick to stay relevant or some shit, and cornball. But
Hey,
whatever.
so Jordan, I got a story, man. This is the only time I've actually been embarrassed and felt bad in public because of Natty. So
Oh no.
Oh
so
God, what
Tats
is this?
hold up, yeah, Natty, what's up? It's really sticky, yeah. So Tat's knee, she fell down at work and she popped her knee at work, and she must have like pinched her nerve or something because it's still messing up. But we took her to Kaiser last week, right? And we had to go get an X-ray done. So while she's getting her X-ray done, I'm just sitting with Natty, and she's telling me she's bored. And the way she says it is, "I'm bored." I'm like, "Okay, let's play I Spy." And it goes good for like 5 minutes, right? Until she says one color, and I swear to God, I thought I was gonna get my ass beat. So she goes black. I'm like, huh? She's pointing, and she's pointing at a dude. I'm like, please don't. Please don't do this to me, Natty. And I'm like, his shirt? And she goes, no. And like, it's another black guy. And I'm like, Natty, no.
Time to go.
Yeah, he had a black shirt and a black hat. And she was talking about the hat, and I was like, Natty, stop. And she's getting mad. She's saying, black. I put my hand over her mouth, and she starts to cry. I'm like, kid, don't do this. He was staring at me. he had to get an X-ray done, and I know this because we're right next to that shit. He sits next to us, and he's staring at me. I'm like, fuck.
What the fuck you staring at?
I was like, Natty, when you do this shit. So Dad comes out. We move. I basically pick up Natty, and I try moving Dad as fast as I can. I was like, I don't want to deal with this shit, dude.
That's hilarious. She was trying to set you up for an altercation.
She fucking was, dude.
She's like, Dad,
Shit.
you don't like black, right?
I was like, dog, please don't do this to me.
He's like, I never said that, Nat.
Oh no, Jordan, you took that shit times 10, bro. What the fuck?
I was like, please, man. Fucking hell, dude. But yeah, no, that was my shit last week. I couldn't say anything, man.
That's
I'm
a
fucking
crazy
dead.
story, man.
Oh,
Dude,
man.
a scenario like that is just unreasonably funny for multiple reasons. And I don't know. That's the type of comedy that I like.
He was.
Oh, dude. I've been
fucking
trying to
dead.
teach her how to be like a little thug.
Don't do that. She's already
I'm
trying to fight people.
I'm like teacher, she's already learning on her own.
Dude, I taught her how to say, "Don't try me."
Oh, what was that?
And oh wait, Tat, you're with your mom or sister. Oh, okay.
My God,
So
that jump scared me.
Mike goes up to Natty, like, "Oh, give me a hug," and she goes, "No, try me." He's like, who's teaching you how to say this shit?
I'm done.
She's a good girl. All right.
Except for when she does that, yeah.
I mean, it's worth it. All right.
Oh
I'm sorry. I
no.
had to tell these stories. I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, she was funny though.
But when was the last time you guys have been like embarrassed in public?
Every day of my fucking
Public.
life.
Yeah, in public.
Shit.
I fucking hate being in public.
I want
I
to
am the
say
embarrassment.
I want to say most of the time when I go watch an anime movie, just because there are some motherfuckers in there that I'm like, bro, I can't believe
You talking about
that
the
we
employee
both
at
like the same shit.
City Movie Girl?
No, listen,
Leave
listen.
him
That guy's cool, bro. Don't talk shit about him.
Oh, I swear to God, Nemo, I'll fight you. I swear to God, I will fight you.
Yeah, he was there last night when we went. He was
Oh,
like,
he
enjoy
was?
the anime. Yeah, dude. There's
Enjoy the anime.
yeah,
Yeah, I heard
you
him
could
say
tell.
that. I was like, what the fuck?
Yeah, that's just his thing, man.
Will fuck you up, Nemo. I swear to God, you leave him alone.
I need more motherfuckers that are enthused for that shit. You know what I'm saying? But
Man.
I'm talking about like some of the stories Jordan's has told me about when he's taking his nephew to go watch a fucking MHA movie
Oh,
or some
yeah,
shit.
that shit was fucking. Yeah, I'll probably won't ever do that again. Because the My Hero fucking fandom is fucking nuts.
It is, man. And it sucks because I like My Hero.
Yeah, the
But
show.
oh my
yeah,
fucking
the
God,
show is actually
dude.
cool, but the fan base will make you hate the fuck out of that shit.
Oh yeah.
Hi, Apollo. Sorry.
No, you're good.
You're not sorry.
Speaking of cursed ass JoJo shit, bro, she made me watch the live action for
Oh,
fucking
God.
5, bro. For 4, I mean. I'm
We
sorry.
watched like the first. I watched like the first couple minutes. I'm like, yeah, I'm cool.
Yeah, Nemo. Oh my god, bro. With everything in my being, I
the
cringed
what?
physically. Yes, they have a live action for fucking JoJo's 4.
Oh, okay. I think some of My Hero. I was like, why would you
No.
even?
I don't know if that's a thing. I don't want to know if that's a thing. But ooh. I can't believe Jaqi fucking made me watch a portion of that.
No,
Like, she hates me, boys.
no, I don't know about
She
live
hates me.
action, but the My Hero movies are actually kind of fire.
I mean, I would say that's most anime
I haven't
movies.
seen one of them, man.
one
Oh, wait. I saw the one with what's his name, Nine?
I've
Nah.
Am I saying that right?
Yeah,
I've
I think
only seen
so.
one, and it was pretty good. It was alright.
But there is one where they do a complete ass pull at the end, and I'm so glad like that it wasn't canon because I'm like that shit was fucking stupid.
Bro, that's just anime in a nutshell, though, bro. I hate to bring it out, but god damn, bro, plot armor is disgusting
I mean,
sometimes.
I guess it's not technically spoilers since it's a movie, but I forget which one. There's the end of one movie where Deku essentially gives one for all to Bakugo.
What the fuck?
Yeah, like,
that's the one with Nine.
yeah, because I guess like
Okay.
he can't beat him on his own, so like he shares the power and gives it to Bakugo, so they both have one for all. But then when the fight ends, like it leaves Bakugo and goes back to Deku because like the transfer didn't complete. It's such an ass pull. I'm like, bro, that was stupid.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. That definitely sounds like anime bullshit if I've ever heard it.
Okay. Oh, hold on, Nettie. Come here. Is that the stage where she can say? Okay.
She said
doesn't.
no.
My God. She'll repeat anything I say. It's so great. But no, dude, that movie was good. I know there was one where All Might still had his quirk, right?
Yeah, 'cause there's essentially one where All Might's still in the picture, and then the second and third one, I think All Might is like officially like done.
Okay.
But the last one they did, like it was called like Secret Mission something. That one was pretty fire because like at the end it gives Deku, Bakugo, and Todoroki like their own like climax fight, and like those are all pretty sick.
Would you say the same thing about One Piece movies?
One Piece movies usually tend to be pretty fire. The only problem is that like they kind of fall victim to the same thing as Dragon Ball Z, is that they're just filler. They're not really canon. Well, there's one that like is canon, but or it could be canon, but I think they just said that it isn't. So that's the only downside.
Yeah. You mean like just Dragon Ball Z, right? Because like the newer ones are supposedly like canon.
Yeah, like the Brawly and the Hero one are canon, but like
Did this
like
man
the
just
older
say
ones.
Brawly?
No, because Resurrection F and Battle of Gods are obviously canon too.
Oh, I'm not brushing over that.
Wait, what'd you say, Jaqi?
Jordan, did you say Brawly?
What is wrong with that?
Broly.
All right,
Oh,
chat.
no.
It's been a good
Oh,
podcast. We're gonna
no.
go ahead and wrap it up right there. I appreciate everybody for coming through. I got my
No,
code.
someone TTS Brawly. Oh no. Oh no. Lily, that was fucking foul. Oh my god, bro. Not like this.
Dear
Not like
fucking
this.
Lord.
Oh no, he's dead again.
Hmm.
Oh my god, bro. That was fucking hilarious. Rip.
So
That's
what
all I
is
gotta say.
is Broly the correct, pronunciation?
Yes.
Oh dear Lord. Learn something new every day, I guess.
They say it in the no. They say it in the movie. They say it in the movie. I cannot.
Well, they probably
well,
do,
I mean,
but I just don't catch up on that shit. I don't give a fuck.
They said it on the games too. Like Xenoverse, anytime you select Broly.
Yeah.
I think even in fighters they do too, where he says Broly or some shit.
Yeah, I'm not in hindsight. I do remember it being said that way, but I feel like I just still call him Brawly because I don't know. I'm stubborn and I'm rebellious. I stick to what the fuck I know.
Said fuck this. I'm gonna say it how I
Like,
want.
You know what?
Till this
There
day-
is a Brawly, but that's a Pokemon. He's a fighting type gym leader.
Like I told Andy, till this day, I don't give a fuck what nobody says. BoJack was wearing a do-rag. Like that's not. It's not a bandana. My boy was trying to get 360 waves, and it didn't come out right. But it's the A for effort. You feel me? So that's why I fuck with BoJack.
You're right. If he was wavy, he wouldn't have lost. That's all I gotta say.
Makes me think of that. Makes me think of that Norman Osborn meme. I'm something of a nigga myself.
Oh no. I'm fucking dead, dude.
No fucking way.
He just didn't lace up the black Air Forces tight enough, bro. That's all I gotta say.
That shit's hilarious.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god. He said, not gonna lie. I'm fucking done.
And with that, I guess we're done.
All right, guys.
Holy shit.
It was a
Well,
mystery.
yeah, we plan on doing 2 hours. We got to damn near 3.5, but that's usually how it goes when you're just talking about bullshit. But
Yeah, we gotta come up with a name for
yeah,
this. For sure, though.
Danny came in with a recommendation earlier. I forgot what he said. He said you should call it Hamster something. I forgot what he said, but I'm like, I don't know about. I was damn near about to just call it the council, the name of the fucking room and this shit. I'm like, that low key worked, but I don't know. We'll come up with something. We'll brainstorm, and hopefully we don't do like 10 episodes and we still haven't come up with a name and shit. But all right, y'all. That is gonna wrap it up for now. When I do upload this to YouTube, I will make sure to link everybody's bullshit and yada 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 so y'all can follow them and chop it up with them. But that is gonna call it for now. It's our first official podcast. Do y'all have any closing statements?
Check out Jordan's SoundCloud. Run that shit up. Run that shit up.
I should have just shut up and just clicked enter. I should
You
have
are
just
fucked
I
up.
should have just hit the button.
What you mean, bro? I'm helping the boy out, bro.
And what?
Hey, yo,
way?
remember me when this blows up? That's funny. That's funny. Oh my God.
All right, well,
no.
is that it? Any more closing statements?
I don't think you want to hear my closing statement.
Oh dear.
Say it right now. Scale of 1 to 10. How'd you feel about that first girl that you got on Nikkei?
I think the way that I had whistled "She's thick," because I don't know what decibel I registered on, but I have never reached that before. Yeah. Uh. Mommy?
Oh no. Oh no. No. But yeah, tune in. I don't know if we're doing this every Saturday or what's the plan with it, Jordan?
Yeah, we'll definitely get a schedule set in stone. The plan is to do it every weekend. We just haven't determined whether it'll be Sunday or Saturday. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of it. So every weekend, just look out for a video like this. I will try my best to have it uploaded to YouTube every Monday. So if you miss the lives on on weekends, then look out for the YouTube videos on Monday. Pretty much.
Okay. And I mean, check out the boy Jordan for real. He's the one that threw this whole thing together. I'm not taking any credit. I don't think anybody is. He's the one that had the idea for all of it. So
I mean,
check him out.
I've done podcasts before, either by myself with the homies, but I think the last one I done was 2 years ago. I think I did a conclusion of 2020, and that was the last time I ever recorded one. So,
oh fuck,
your boy is definitely lacking in the consistency department. But hey, I got 3 co-hosts to put the barrel to the back of my head and make me do this shit. So I got a little bit
and you know what?
Motivation.
If you guys want this shit to be set up live, let him know, because I could have a little setup downstairs and shit for if that's what you guys want to see. Is just
where
everyone's
Milo's PC is at?
somewhere
Or
there,
in the
bro.
living
We can
room,
move
you know?
that. We can move that.
It didn't save my initial play.
For what, Nikkei?
Yeah.
Oh, it's probably because you didn't get past the tutorial, but now you
Oh,
can.
Is that gonna be the new thing we're all playing while we're
Nikkei?
doing this shit?
Well, no,
No,
I've been
couldn't
playing
play it.
Hearthstone.
I was too focused. I was distracted.
All right. And Danny, in the future, yeah, we will have guests. It will definitely just be more than us. I mean, if we'll take anybody who's willing to talk, like as long as you don't come in and just be silent, like we don't mind if anyone wants to come on and chime in about shit. So yeah, we're down to add you, Danny.
Or say some crazy shit. You can't be saying some crazy shit.
Yeah, like that's
Yeah.
we're not trying to get canceled here.
Insta banned from everything for life.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to put a disclaimer at the beginning of every video, like how Afro Senju does. Like, yeah, whatever anyone says.
Look, if you think about it, we can't get canceled. We have someone on the spectrum. We have someone who is Andy. I'd say you're gay. We have multiple people of different races.
Hold on.
I'm physically disabled.
It's because my dick is massive.
Huh?
I said it's because my dick is massive.
Now that's something you gotta take up with her.
Okay,
All right, but like...
maybe I should have ended 5 minutes ago.
You missed your chance.
I definitely missed my window. Holy shit.
No, I gotta talk about the mic, dude. This mic's great. I've left like so many times.
Bro, he's trying to close out, and now you want to talk about
no,
shut your ass up.
Go for it.
Closing statement: Nemo's pullout game is weak, non-existent. I'm
All
sorry,
right,
that's all I gotta say.
Judging by the way this conversation is going, we're gonna continue talking shit in Discord even after the shit ends. But we're definitely gonna wrap up this podcast because I'm not trying to edit a fucking long ass video file. So with all that being said, I appreciate those that came through. But until the next time, y'all know the drill. We are outro. You feel me?